Ileg technology screen. I got to use that screen for something in a few minutes. So I got to remove that, bring my monitor over here because I'm doing something with that right there for something. Um, First thing I want to talk about before we get to this, because again, we're adding free shipping to our website and some information. We're going to be updating on shipping policies and stuff like that for our overseas customers, which I'm happy that we now have resumed overseas shipping overseas. We just got our first orders that came in for overseas shipping, and we are shipping through United States Postal Service. These packages can be tracked because they're going through uh, express shipping. So I found out that express shipping, which I wish I had told you sooner, express shipping can track a package. You can track a package overseas. It's the priority packages you can't track. And this is a flat rate envelope, so it's padded envelope. Packages are sealed very, very well. We seal them very well. And you won't have any form of spillage or anything whatsoever. On top of that, packages are all marked and they're insured. So, you know, anything going back and forth has insurance and everything else attached to it, all that good stuff. So, I got to get ready to update the website, get all that ready. I'm doing it right now. And I got to go to the post office and pick up some of those boxes ahead of time because we got orders that just went through. Now, I have to put this out here. I can't express this enough. And as I said before, yesterday we sent out some very serious information out to some major companies because there's a YouTuber. Sorry about that. Clean it up here. There's a YouTuber who goes by the name of Crow1176, aka real name is James Fernando Gonzalez. And he's being accused of unlawful use of a 3D printer, which he clearly went in, used a 3D printing machine, and copied some major merchandise involved with some very, very serious companies. And of course, he's going to the channel, and security's been upped on the channel. He can't post anything anymore. Everything's been blocked and locked down. But he has gone to the channel and put laugh emojis and try to put something where he tried to mimic my image next to another person to make it look like I was a homosexual or a gay. And those posts and all those were basically documented. And keep in mind, when you send stuff like that, at the end of the day, it is attached to an IP. So when you send pictures and stuff, it goes off your IP address. So they were able to trace those pictures that you sent back to your IP, your internet provider. So they're going to be contacting the internet provider and with FBI and some of the stuff we've been receiving from him to start following some charges against the internet provider. Not the provider, but they get more information and basically get your internet shut down. Because again, you have been using your internet for unlawful acts, and I do know within any form of internet provider, there is rules and regulations you have to be able to follow in there. You can't go in and just use the internet for anything you want. You can't. They can shut your servers off at will. So we know we're your internet provider. We saw your IP login. All that information came up, and the pictures you sent in with the stuff you had on it, we were able to figure out exactly where it came from. I told you, my friend, I know a lot of interesting people. There's a fellow we call Matrix, that's his nickname, and he's been watching Jamie very, very closely. He's been watching all his activity. He's been logging everything on him to get him ready and set up for court. Now, the pictures that are posted on that site is designed to send that information out to local law enforcement officers, anyone, any company at the end of the day who says their merchandise stolen or ripped off. It's for them. That's what it's for. And it's also for people to come in and put information down for companies that are people that are ripping people off and stealing from them. So Fernando didn't like this at all. So Fernando decided, as I told you he does, he's going to go and put laugh emojis. The laugh emojis were explained today where they came from, who they came from, who sent them, and also too the fake email accounts that were used, Facebook account that was used to try to discredit what was going on the website to basically make it look like it's not really a big deal. All that was posted. It's right now, posted right now for everybody to read, with his information and everything attached to it, and pictures. And these pictures, Fernando, are the pictures that are being used in your videos, not something we're taking off here and there, in the actual video of you explaining and telling customers where to come down and buy stolen merchandise, because that's what you have on the table. You do not have permission from any of these companies to sell these items. And because of that, this is considered to be counterfeiting, this is piracy, this is theft. You have committed a major, major crime. And the companies we reached out to, for those who want to know, we reached out to these companies. We sent them detailed emails on his whereabouts and who he is, and substantial evidence showing him using and operating a 3D printer to counterfeit their merchandise and sell it without permission. Now, came to the site, ranting and carrying on like he usually does, and we left on the site the laugh emojis. We left them on the site and your name's attached to them. So that way, then when they hit the site, we made it crystal clear what these emojis are about, who they came from, and who they're addressed to. So, Fernando, if you feel at the end of the day that anything that I've done against you, because you posted in some of the posts, this is illegal. It's not illegal, Fernando, to post someone who's basically committing a crime. If someone's out there touching kids, if someone's out there beating up old people, if someone's out there doing animal abuse, if someone's out there just basically taking packages off someone's porch, their identity has a right to be posted for the public to see. So basically, they can track down the whereabouts of this person to bring them to law. People do this every single day. And this is why law enforcement officers and FBI agencies are online to get leads and information to people that are committing these crimes. Now, if I had posted anything on that site that wasn't true, say you weren't a counterfeiter, say you weren't going and you weren't basically printing up items that belong to companies and selling them, say all that was made up, then you can hit me with a defamation lawsuit. You can throw me in jail. You can do all those things because I don't have proof that you actually done that. Does that ring a bell? That sounds like something you did to us. That's why we're going to basically prosecute you and throw you in jail, because you can't back up anything you said about my business, but I can back up everything about yours. So to post on the site to make it look like it's illegal, that we can't do this, buddy, no, that's not going to help you. Any one of those companies which those emails will be reaching today, and I will be contacting each and every one of these companies to verify who Mr. Bird is, give them all my information, and if they need me to meet up with them, we will be there. So, with that being said, yeah, you committed these crimes. It's right there on the site. And you can sit there and say, well, you know, it's no, buddy, it's illegal to you because you don't want anyone to know about what you're doing. Did you contact any one of these companies? I have all their information right there. Feel free to go to the site and contact each and every one of these companies. Feel free to live stream it, because I think we all would like to see that. And you reach out to them and show them the activity that you're doing out of that apartment and see whether or not how they take it at the end of the day. I bet you $100 you're arrested. Go over to Baldwin Park Police Department, which I'm going to be posting next on that site, and FBI. We posted Homeland Security. It's been posted already. We're going to post Baldwin Park Police Department, and we're also going to be posting on the site Baldwin Park FBI. So you feel free to contact any one of those agencies, and you give them my information, and you say, hey, this guy posted some stuff about me that's not true. You can't do that. You know why? Because it is true. You did do that. And meanwhile, my friend over in Japan basically issued anyone on that table that's overseas. He has better connections than I do because he actually lives there. He is basically submitting these documents to companies with his information attached, showing what is going on over here in the United States with this individual taking their items and selling them without permission. I don't even have no idea where in the world you have gotten the idea that you could do this. Who told you that it was okay to do this? If that's the case, then you can have people basically manufacturing Nikes and Adidas and Sony equipment and manufacturing PlayStation systems. You can do anything you want, and you can't do that here. Can't do that here. You can't do that. None of us can do it. We'll go to jail. I got screens in different colors. I want to do something for the NFL. You see me printing out NFL logos and stuff on my screens and selling them? No, heck no. I go to jail for that. That's craziness. So the same thing that we know at the end of the day is computer craziness, you consider to be normal. And only people who have that type of activity are criminals because they feel that they can do whatever they want to do and there's no consequences behind it. Now, I will be posting our stuff at the end of the day also too, and those posts will show where Fernando used his Wix account to post and rename and slander our copyrighted licensed material that we have in the United States government. Also too, we'll be posting also too our registration numbers. These are registration numbers that are attached to each copyright that Fernando went in and used without our permission and without authorizations, including chats that we've had with him on his own page saying he could do whatever he wanted to do. So you can come to my country at the end of the day. I'm an American citizen. So you can come to my country at the end and do whatever you want to do. That's what you're saying, right? That's what you're claiming, right? Because that's what you attacked. My company's an American company. That's what you attacked at the end of the day. So we're going to post all that. I'm going to post your front door. That shows that I had a process server come to your front door and stamp your door with a document for you to go to court. Now, the reason why Fernando didn't go to court, and we're going to explain it all right there, is because we gave him an opportunity to get out of the situation. And what did he do with it? That. We're going to be posting the cease and desist order from the attorneys who sent them a letter telling him to back it down, stop touching the copyrights. Did he listen? He apparently didn't. So apparently he had no respect for our stuff, and he doesn't have respect for anybody else's stuff. So there's a section there. They're going to post all that information in there. Right now, they put in a page where it has its information showing, hold on for a minute, I got to grab something from here. Showing this information from what he had on the account, 3D printing, hashtag, stuff like that, different areas and locations where he was selling the items at. Also, too, I got business to take care of today, but I got people who are going to be tracking down the storage unit, reaching out to them. They're also going to be tracking down the Comic-Con, those locations. We do know you're on security cameras because everybody's on security camera when they walk through them. So there's video footage of you walking in a unit with merchandise, stolen merchandise. So they're going to be reaching out to them and giving your information up. So you're going to have a busy day. And if you feel at the end of the day, oh, this is all done out of revenge. No, there's no revenge involved in this, James. I'm a businessman at the end of the day. I got to pay a lot of money to have my stuff protected at the end of the day. The reason why my stuff is paid for, and patents and copyrights and trademarks and all that crazy stuff I got to pay for, is to protect my work so nobody takes it from me. And here comes you. Just take anybody's stuff you want. Da, 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 da. Yeah, you don't have no respect for nobody's stuff at the end of the day. And anybody on YouTube, any content creator, again, who got your own merch, got your own signature, your own name, something you built your business up on, you got to worry about people like that. So, I got to put one thing on here today, and I got to get ready to update because we got orders that came in from overseas, and get ready for that. Man, that's great to get back to shipping out to overseas. Now, getting back to my overseas customers, shipping is absolutely free, as we always have been doing from day one. We don't charge you any form of $70 surcharge fee. I am paying a little bit more for shipping because it is express, but it's worth it because I can take care of my overseas customers. Let me see right here. And right now, I had to pay $180 over to LegalZone for a copyright for my t-shirt design. So why would I pay $180 for that? To protect it so nobody will touch my work. All right then. That's why I take it very personally, especially when you've already touched my stuff already, on why these laws have to be enforced even higher now. People pay for this stuff, man. Let me see. I got to get that we're getting it from where? From here. Ugh. I got to go in and update my shipping information and everything, which I don't mind. I'm glad we finally got a solution. I don't know why they didn't tell me this to begin with. Like, I was in the office there multiple times to say, hey, look, you could have sent it express. Yeah, expensive expresses. Express for an envelope is $60. Can you imagine what it must be for a box? I would take United States Postal Service any day on express shipping overseas than FedEx and UPS. They have freaking lost, UPS and FedEx, they have lost their mind. They clearly lost their mind. I wanted to get the measurements. The package is only about 12 inches high by 10 inches wide. That's not even a big package. And the weight on it is under 4 pounds. So let me get this straight if I remember. A quart weighs in at roughly 2.5 ounces, and 24 ounces comes in at 1.5. How the freak we get to $300? Literally, yeah, they're trying to charge me $300 to send it to France. I'm like, you've lost your mind. There's no way in the world. And then I contact over here, and they was like, well, you could send it express if you want to. I was like, well, that's great. Express numbers can be tracked. How much are we? What are we talking about here? He said about $60. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm going with the $60. I'm going to add two. Let me see some real quick. Just something I needed to while I'm here. Let me see. United States Postal Service Express Shipping flat rate. Is their signature confirmed? Yes, signature confirmed. Okay, we're going to do signature confirmed too. We pay for all that. We pay for signature confirmed. You do know we have signature confirmed on our site. You just have to request it. So if you move and maybe that package is going, well, no, that's a permission slip. That's a change the address. That's another policy. If you have an iffy situation where you're not going to be home on time and you're afraid of somebody taking your package, you can ask for signature confirm. It's right in there. It's free. So you just say, hey, I don't trust someone at the end of the day, or maybe, you know, it's a little sketchy. Somebody come up on your porch and touch your stuff. Signature confirm is fantastic. That means you can go down to the post office and pick it up from there. They can hold it for you instead of, you know, leaving it on the porch and you worrying if somebody snatching your product off the porch. So yeah, we have signature confirm. It's free. All right, good. Good to know that. Oh, all right. I think I might be doing express on everything because, man, we don't pay for this. It's free. It's no extra cost. Yeah, because we're paying $60 for that thing. Ship it over. That's like when we send the money for, like, we do special packages that you can sign for those things. Those things are $31 when we send them over. That's in the United States. It's $31. Only you can sign for it. No one else can sign for it. Let me see. We do that to lock somebody in court. Oh, yeah. We got to put that on the blacklist. I forgot about that. That whole tracking number and denial of paint sent back to us. It's going on the blacklist today. Because that was crazy, man. He couldn't even accept his own paint. If you couldn't even accept your own paint, why were you on YouTube telling people to make it if you can't accept it? That's crazy. That's like saying, I endorse this product, but I will never use it in a million years. See what I mean? It's like that. You're like, wait a minute, but I thought you endorsed this product. Yeah, I endorse it, but, you know, I won't use it. Technically, I'm not going to use it. Somebody else will use it. I'm like, oh, heck no. See, that's what he just did. We're going to post the tracking numbers, too. The tracking numbers to give up the information, you know, what happened, who refused it, all that. They update all that stuff and everything. So we made it that way so he couldn't go in and say that his wife or somebody else denied it. Had to be by him. That's why I had a restriction sitting on top of it. So you can't give it to him. He can get in a lot of trouble for that. All right, so we got all this cleared. Okay, good. We're adding signature confirm on all of them. So that way, and we got insurance on our packages have insurance. Now, to get that insurance policy on your packages, it's best that you do have, now they say you don't require that, but we're talking about, that's a lighter insurance. You're talking about insurance for a couple grand, you are going, mind you, insured for what the product is worth, not over what it's insurance scam. You get in trouble for that. People will be putting outlandish prices on their stuff. No, for what it's actually worth. If it's worth $300, it's insured for $300, not $1,500. That'll get you in trouble. But it helps to have a license and all that stuff. License goes a long way. As a matter of fact, I got to go apply for a new one today. I'm about to have 2 licenses. Actually, I'm going to get a wall. I got 4 businesses we're operating, so I'm going to put all my licenses up on the wall. I got to frame this one right now. The one I got over here, I got to frame. Okay, I need something else on here. I got to post something onto that site right now. We don't need all that. I can type it in. I don't need it. Now, he probably feels that they were, no, you stole, man. You stole. That's what you did, man. You stole. And you didn't steal from one company, you stole from a lot of businesses. And my buddy's an attorney. He came in and looked at that page, he's like, my goodness. You stole from a lot of people. And Disney is one people, you don't never steal from Disney. Disney is brutal. They are brutal. And they're right there. You've been there, which is jacked up, because he's been to Disney multiple times, and oh my goodness, it's just insane, man. Let me see, okay, let me see. I need, oh yeah, and McCall, whatever it is, they're setting packages up. There's a package going up there to that, View apartment where Mr. Williams is at. There's a package going there, and the next couple of days, and the packages, all the information we have there, and also to the incident report from the United States Postal Service investigation involving this pornography he was sending back and forth. So that's being sent to his building. I think it's tomorrow, certified mail. So we have a name of the person who actually runs the building. If the one's going out to them, only they can sign for it. Only they can pick it up. It goes directly to them. And one is actually to the owner. That package is going out. So it's going to have some of this. There's interesting activities sent to them, so they can have it. But there's also a letter letting them know that they're being sued. We're going to send another one out to Fernando, where he's at his property. It's addressed to the landlord. Now, mind you, you can't intercept this, Fernando, so you know that. When this mail goes out, there's a lockbox that the landlord has. We all know, every landlord has one of these. And in this box, if anything important has to be sent there, it goes directly to that mailbox only. It never ever goes in anyone else's hands but their own box. That's where that letter is going to. And that letter explains the activity and actions and what's going on in that apartment, with my information for him to reach out and contact us. Also, there's attorney information in there for him to reach out to the attorneys also. So we're going to send that directly to his box. So we found that he's a mailbox on there where he receives his mail. Some landlords do have their mail coming to the building itself. And that's stuff they would need. I can understand that. Stuff they would need. Like, maintenance or whatever they would need. It would come there, or bills, something that would come there. And they'll come pick it up or have somebody pick it up. So we'll be able to contact them real soon. We're going to address it to the owner. I need, California. California, LLC. And then I still have to address California code enforcement, because what he's running in the apartment is very dangerous. It's very, very dangerous. We explained that. We got sent out information to them. We'll send this out to City Hall today, and other code enforcements involving environmental, because again, we don't know what he's doing with this stuff, how he's disposing of stuff. He doesn't have proper clearance. So all that stuff is being sent out to those agencies. There we go. Bring it right here. So he can take it in a way where, hey, look, I'm being attacked because, this person hates me. We don't hate you, Fernando. You're a criminal. If I see somebody rob a bank and kill somebody, I'm going to testify because it's wrong. You shouldn't do that. Apparently, someone didn't teach you the difference between right and wrong. Let me see. Let's see. This is all being done because, as a businessman myself, I don't appreciate people touching my stuff. And no one's anybody else touching my stuff at the end of the day. No one, you don't have that right. And if you feel you have that right, then you know what you're going to do? You explain it to a judge. When Homeland Security gets there, you explain it to them. FBI gets there, you explain it to them. Or any one of these companies will have an attorney reach out to you. You explain it to them, that's all. You tell them you have the right? There we go. Cinematic. This is how we track his address down. We're going to post a link to his document, so anyone can go in and go straight to the document and download the document right from there, which will have information on his LLC. And like I said, if I put anything here, if there's anything here that is misleading, and that's why I've recorded the whole thing. Documented everything. If anything I have there is misleading, then you can sue me. Have me arrested. But unfortunately, everything we have there is legit. Let's see, Crow Cinemax. Mix LLC. I'm going to put down the PDA. on there too. Bring that whole document in there. Now, again, adding the like and dislike, it doesn't bother me. That tells me that you're frustrated and angry. You know why that reaction you did that? Because you're angry. And you're upset, and that's your way of retaliating. Add a like, dislike, a like. Add a like, dislike, like. You already tell me so much about you when you do stuff like that. That's why I said that. In some ways, some people, well, everybody, they're smarter than you. And the reason why, because we can see that. That's a sad reaction right there. That doesn't bother me. I'm still paid. I got paid today, actually quite a bit. But I'm just saying that it doesn't affect anything on us. We still get paid. We still got contracts, our technology. Nothing changes. It's been the same way since day one. Except only probably got more advanced technology, basically, but nothing changes. But on my behalf, I can see you're upset. And this is the way that the only way you can retaliate is adding a like and take away a like. As a child, it doesn't bother me, but what I'm about to post in the day can get you over 100 years. And for people who have supported this nonsense of going in and allowing him to rip off major companies, including Stan Lee. They're putting in a post about Stan Lee. So showing that he went in and ripped off the legend and went to Comic-Con to sell his merchandise. Now, if that makes you angry and upset, that you feel at the end of the day that we're wrong, and we don't have the right as Oatmeal, if you nickname him Oatmeal, we don't have the right to be able to go in and do this, then what you do is you file criminal charge against me. That's what you do. Go ahead. I dare you. Go file criminal charge. Say, hey, look, this guy's on YouTube. He posted this guy's information and all that. He doesn't have that right. Technically, we can. You know why? This is public domain. Anyone can get access to this. It ain't like someone dug up his address. And no, this is all addressed to a business address. And he's running this business at this address. Top of that, using my 3D, 2D artwork, which has a license, is copyrighted, to promote the counterfeiting business. At the end of the day, let me explain something to you. This is the part you don't get. You feel that his actions should continue on. And you feel at the end of the day that he should continue to rip off these major companies or anybody else at the end of the day. You do know your very actions will condemn you. And you got to answer for everything you did, whether you like it or not. You're going to answer for it. So again, like I said, not promised tomorrow, not promised the next day. Heck, you're not even promised to come back in for wherever you're coming from. So if it is your time to be taken off this earth, and again, you are serving the devil, you know who you're going to meet at the end of the day. That's what you have to worry about. Your actions don't affect us in any way whatsoever. Your actions affect yourself. That's who they affect. There we go. That's the information statement was put in. There's another statement that they're putting in from, and we're going to be putting the number for FBI. Homeland Security was just attached to it. There's his information right there showing who he is. These are his accounts right there. His Crow 1176. This shows up multiple times in videos. Let me see. Here we go. Post. Flea market. That has to be corrected right there. Using a 3D printer to fabricate. Let's see. So that is a capital G. Using a 3D printer to fabricate and duplicate licensed trademark and company teams in which he sold at flea markets and even Comic-Con, stealing from multiple companies and even storing. That should not be there. Here's something cool there. Even storing stolen merchandise and a storage facility. We track down storage facility. We know exactly where it's located. There is camera footage of you moving in and out of this unit with your sister. Let's see. This is for Homeland Security, ICE, which is now involved in this because we have to contact them today and send them this link right here. We also been in contact with the what's it called? Federal Trade Commission has been contacted. Several, including the owners of themselves. Yeah, I note that Homeland Security, several agencies, including the owners themselves, have been emailed on the situation right here. Bump up on the business. This is where his business is being located here. Right there. And you tell me where, when you post it on the site, where this is illegal for us to do this. Tell me where. Tell me, you got a nerve to say, again, you are Mexican Trump. This is a person that literally will commit massive crimes and instead of trying to, I'm going to find these people and prosecute them for being criminals. Dude, you're a criminal yourself. There you go. So, with that being said, you are a criminal. This is how you clear it up, Fernando. This is what you do. This is how you do it. You don't go out and you don't lash out and do the dumb stuff you do. Anything you do, again, you're monitored. Anything you do is being copied and displayed on multiple different sites. These sites are designed from FBI and stuff like that to report crimes that you're being posted to right now. So if you feel that anything we're doing right now is wrong, anything we're doing is wrong, anything we're doing is illegal, right? This is what you do. You contact Baldwin Police Department. That's what you contact. And you give them my information, and you tell them that there's a person over in Allentown, Pennsylvania, that has posted your information and has made false accusations that you're running a 3D printing counterfeiting business out of your apartment. You tell them all that. You tell them all that's fake. You tell them you have a license. You tell them that you have another building where you're doing all this operation from, that you have not printed out any form of trademark or patent or copyrighted material from other companies. You haven't sold anything or made any money off anybody else's stuff. You haven't done any of that whatsoever. That's what you go do. Now, you went out and made a lot of bad statements about me, right? You said we're fakes, we're scammers, we're rip-off artists, all that stuff, right? We're taking you to court for that. You touched my copyrights without permission. Taking you to court for that. All right, then my job at the end of the day is to prove that you did this. This is how things work in court. Not going to people's site and put emojis and fake pictures and all that stuff. This is how we do it in the real world. You got to grow up. You're too old for that little childish nonsense. This is how adults handle business. And you go and you file this, right? So at the end of the day, when you get an attorney, when you have one that reaches out to us, our job is to prove that you actually did do this. Unfortunately for you, we have a ton of evidence of you actually doing this, which means you will lose your case easily against us. There you go. Now, your job here, if you feel any of this is fake, you get an attorney, you take me to court and say everything he posts on here is fake against me. That's what you do. But the problem is you can't, because we have you in a ton of videos making statements about items that you have printed out. Even late Stan Lee, right there on the table, his Spider-Man, where you said that I just printed this out. Did you get permission from Marvel to do that? You did not. Did you get permission from anybody on that table? You did not. Did anybody on that table get any money for their work? No, they did not. Who got all the money? You did. You pocketed the money. So, and I also have your video when you said moving on to bigger and better things, even though you got rid of the video, we got a copy of it anyway. And you stated in the video that you were going to start a 3D printing business. So we even have you making this statement of even saying you want to do it and then showing that you actually did do it. And then after bringing this up about a month ago about this situation, you turned around and as things got a little quiet, as you thought, you didn't know that there had files on Fernando on this situation. But he thought everything got quiet. You started going there and printing up more stuff. Now, you can sit there and say, hey, this stuff is being printed up for hobby purposes. Once you show that you went in and sold their merchandise, anything you print up is now considered under that. So that's it. So stop crying about it. Because the more you cry about it, the worse things get for you. The more you lash out and scream and all that, it gets worse for you. I told you how to handle it. Don't go on your YouTube channel and cry about it. Don't do that. You handle it. You go to the police, and that's what you do. Just like we did. Take the evidence. You feel that you didn't do any of this. It's not you, right? You didn't do none of this at all, right? You didn't pocket make any money off other people's products, right? All right, then. You go to police for it. Do I need to give you the address? Because I will post and give you the address. You need the address of the Baltimore Police Department. You want it. I can get it for you right now. You contact them and you tell them. I'm going to give you the number right here. Since you can't seem to find them for some strange reason. You need me to email this to you because we got your emails too. Your emails are being posted today. So your emails for these agencies now can contact you. We did a mass email. All that information is going out. As your emails and all your stuff attached to it, that's going out to them. Phone numbers all being attached to me, sent out to them. And then once all that's done, they're going to take all the emails that we sent out to each and every company, compile it, and send it out to each company again to show them that how many people that were involved in your counterfeiting scam. Now, mind you, for customers, he could have told them anything. He could have told them, like, hey, I have permission. Well, I'm on the table like, wait a minute, how are you getting all this stuff to begin with? You really printing this? I'm like, no, man, I got permission. I got permission from them. You know, they told me that, you know, I got documents from my other email. I don't have it right now. They could easily, each one person, you're going to testify against you in court. I told you about my buddy who went and bought a stolen laptop. He had to go to court. He had to testify against the guy who sold it to him. Now, we were able to catch him, thank goodness, and show that, yeah, he didn't do it. This guy did it. And we caught you because we have your information, address, and everything about you. We have YouTube videos you actually committing the act. That's open and shut right there. And those customers, most likely, they're going to find them, and they're going to go and charge them for receiving stolen items, which, I mean, again, you can spend a year in county, or you can spend up to 10 years or 20 years in county. But I guarantee you, when they get a lawyer, and they definitely will, because you're going to need one, you're definitely going to need an attorney for that, they're just going to say, hey, look, the guy told me at the end of the day that they were legit, and I just bought it. I didn't know. They can easily get around that. They're going to testify against you. You're going to have them testify. Okay, if that's the case, you would have no problem testifying. Well, I got no problem testifying at all. You're going to testify. So you got witnesses. And a lot of them, too. And if you think they can't find your witnesses because you paid through CAT, oh, they're going to find them. Trust me, they're going to find them. But judging by that receipt we saw on the table and we scanned the QR code on it, yeah, that's all we needed. Cash Act, any of that stuff, any kind of cell phone transaction, payment, cash, whatever, even if you delete the account, your account is still active on the opposite side. Now, as for Mr. Williams, just add real quick, you posed as the minister, didn't you? And you took money from people. You're under investigation. I hope you know that. And one of them was you faked a document. Now, a document exonerates anyone from paying taxes, especially when they have like a religion, business at the end of the day, whatever you have. You're exonerated from certain things. You don't have to pay taxes. Yeah, fake form. We found it. I don't have time, gentlemen, to go into this whole making faces and memes of people. It's how you get sued. We don't do that stuff. We dig up stuff on you. We find all kinds of stuff that we know that you're doing in illegal activities. Once we find out you're doing any type of illegal activity, we start digging into it and figure out exactly how much of it. That's how we found out all this stuff about him. Now, if you're going to say at the end of the day, Mr. Bird, what about you? What about me? How about you sign my contract and see me in court and stop crying on your channel? I'm so sick and tired of you little crybabies at the end of the day. Sign the contract, see me in court. Oh, you won't go. Yeah, because you lied about my stuff. You know we can easily crush you. Look, you better sign that contract. Because if we get to a point at the end of the year, I'm giving you an option here. I would advise you to sign. Why we tell you to sign? Because if you don't sign and we have enough evidence to prosecute in court, we're going to ask for time off your life. That's what we're going to ask for. We're going to ask for prison time. We're going to file a criminal charge against you. At least in this, you get hit with $1 million lawsuit. That's basically about it. You have to pay that. You don't go to jail because it's not in there. It's designed to give you an opportunity. So you pay the $1 million, or you pay way over $1 million, and we take about a couple years off your life. So which one you want? You better figure it out. Your time's running out. New Year's coming in, and we got 60 of you right now to play with. So figure it out. Either you sign or you're going up. And to file criminal charges against you in federal court. And mind you, once you get 5 or 6 people in federal court and they're being charged with the same thing, the judge is going to look at you all the same. Oh, this is the same thing? That's the same thing, Your Honor. Same nonsense. Well, we give the same thing we give the other one. We get 10 years, or 5 years, or 3 years. But judging by how many people that were involved, you're most likely going to get 10. So, which one do you want to do? Do you want to sign? Or do you want us to basically go through the whole process of getting the process server and setting everything up and have somebody come to your house and serve you at your job or whatever it takes for the day? Mind the way we set these things up, anyone in the house, anyone in that house can be served, which means it's going to be very hard for someone to go to work and you got a process server outside your door waiting for you. So that's a serious inconvenience. They'll come right to your job and they'll mention who they are. You'll get embarrassed on this. So how you want to go about this? Or you can just sign it and go to court. Now see, the thing what I find interesting is you're the one that made the comments, not just them, but the people. Y'all made the statements, right? So if you were bold enough to go on YouTube and record yourself making these statements, then be a man and walk in court and take it. That's what you do. Don't go on your YouTube channel. Don't cry about it. And that's what y'all been doing, crying on your channels. Sign it, see us in court. You don't sign it and that deadline hits, we come for you. And if you decide we file this criminal charges and you don't want to show up, I got a bunch of bounties at the end of the day, bounty hunters that will track you down and find you. Because that means now, that gives us authorization. I learned that about my brother. Yeah, I told you the incident where somebody went in and rented from him and they tore up his property. And they left. And he's okay, no problem. He went down to the courts, filed everything, and now they got to wait for the police to find him. But he hired a bounty hunter to find him. He found him too. Faster than the police. Sometimes the police will get him fast. Sometimes the bounty hunter will get him fast. Yeah, he hired a bounty hunter. I was like, really? He said, yeah. Found him in a couple of weeks. We do have bounty hunters. I got a friend of mine who's a bounty hunter. Him and his wife are bounty hunter, ex-Marines. Oh man, that's a piece of work right there. It's a piece of work. Can you imagine being hunted by an ex-Marine? That's got to be insane. They're good too. There's actually a bunch of them. They're all actually Marines. That's not a bad idea. I mean, you get out of the service and everything, you got a skill. You literally have a skill. Man, that's what people understand. People, I don't understand it's crazy when you get out and stuff like, you literally have a skill level, an insane skill level like that. You know, a bunch of people would pay to have your training at the end of the day. People pay a lot of money to have that training. When he said she's teaching ops. She has a training facility to train people. And now with, you know, this whole economy and all this crazy stuff is going, people pay a lot of money to learn survival skills. And she makes good money. You literally got a profession at the end of the day that people would pay to be able to know. So, yeah. That's why you learn anything about any video games you played in time. Any Roman zombie games, the collapse of the grid, everything in the caves, and the people who have the highest survival at the end of the day are military. Anyone who's trained by Uncle Sam has a higher, or people that basically are survivalists to begin with. They have higher abilities to survive. And usually if you have a soldier within your rank, that person that served, you would have him train civilians so their rank would actually increase because he has knowledge that they can use for survival. He can go out there and have his fun with zombies all day long. He's trained, but they can't. They'll get murdered. So they use him to train them. Yeah. So that's what he did when he got out of the military. He decided that, he's watching that thing called Dog the Bounty Hunter, that guy at the end of the day, and he's like, I have a better idea. We should become bounty hunters. Because that's what his job was anyway. His job was to track down individuals and assassinate them. Or bring them back, whatever way big orders were. So, he became a bounty hunter. I mean, you can go track someone down in a third world country and bring them back. I mean, good gracious, you can definitely track them down here. So yeah, that's what he did. Him and 20 of his friends. They started their business. Good for them. So our company's going to hire them. Pay them a lot more. I'm going to use them to track down people that we need to bring to court. On top of that, I'm going to be putting on my payroll some very interesting individuals who have amazing computer skills. You have to be licensed and all that stuff, and bonded and all that stuff, has to be legit. But yeah, cyber investigators, we hired a bunch of them. And some amazing killer lawyers. And you combine all that together, and you got the perfect combination for the ultimate take you to court and clean your clock day. Nowhere to go, nowhere to go. Heck, we even put in a bonus. You can catch that person within about 2 weeks, get all their information, whatever, because you got to figure out exactly where they'll answer. Cyber investigators do. You get bonus, like $1,000 bonus. Private cyber investigators. Private cyber investigators. Which is interesting because you have regular investigators. And then now, because of the digital age, you have cyber investigators. One of my friends actually worked for FBI. Let me see. Cyber investigators. AKA, they're called cyber cops, cyber security. It's all different types of what they call them. And these people, their job is to figure out exactly where you're located. Because some of you really think at the end of the day that you could hide online. No one can find you. And you're sadly mistaken. I got a friend that's going to make a video. He's going to make a video. This video is going to be posted once we get everything set up for this particular organization we're going to build to protect our company from the problems we've had online. And then the people who basically committed these crimes, you will be posted to the site so we can show why it's important for us to have these people in place to protect our business. Yes, your court documents, all that stuff, what you were sued for, all that stuff will be posted there for people to read. And the reason why our company has hired these people and what we're doing at the end of the day to protect our business. A lot of companies have these guys at the end of the day in there to make sure they don't deal with people in there that are doing things they're not supposed to be doing. That's why they have cyber defense, 24/7, they have all kinds of stuff in here at the end of the day. But anyway, that's what their job is to do. Their job is to basically track down wherever you're at. So he's going to make a nice video, and the video will explain to you that at the end of the day, if you think your fake YouTube accounts and your fake names and addresses will basically hide you, he's going to tell you no. And he'll show you why. We're going to do a dummy demonstration. That's what he's going to show you, a dummy demonstration of someone actually contacting, so he's going to tell you how fast you can track their location. We live in the digital age. Come on, we're not like in the file cabinet era. I mean, I lived in the file cabinet era. Everybody lived in it. Well, people in my room should have lived in the file cabinet era. You know, you go to the library and you want to look for a particular book, and you go over to that huge cabinet, you pull out that huge freaking drawer. Hopefully it's not in Z somewhere, because the drawer will be halfway across the room, and you got to go do the finger dance. And then when you finally pull out the card and go, okay, now you got to figure out where it's located, because it'll tell where it's located at and what rack of books. So now you're walking around like B. Oh, there's B right there. It can be B low level, it can be B top level, because it can be up on the way up on the top. So you go up the stairs and they throw out that ladder and you slide across and you go through all those little books and you find what you want. That's how it was when I was growing up. Now today, just type into a PC, oh, right here, and bring it up. They can give it to you digital copy where they can basically print the entire thing out. They can print it out page by page, right over there, or they can give you a digital copy of it. Or you can get the physical book itself. Fast and easy and quick, all from a computer. Well, I feel sorry for the person that had to log in all that stuff at the end of the day. That's something else. So now, yeah, that's the easy way. It's a digital era. So just as fast as you can find that library book, just think about it in a way of finding a person. Before, you had to go through that whole process of the finger dance, trying to figure out where that person's at, right? Now today, a computer, boom, you're there, that's it. That's all it takes. And especially for you people, got to have a stick in your face and your cell phone and scanning your entire bone structure, and then turn around and do videos where you put your fingerprints in there. Oh, that was a real dumb idea. I mean, that's a dumb idea. I don't know, who would think that would be a smart idea? Someone gives you a phone, you're worse enough. You don't want people having your fingerprints as it is. You're going to stick it in a computer, a system. Now your data is actually sold to other companies, right? You do know that, right? Including your fingerprints. And with this AI, face lifting and scanning technology, they'll lift your prints and put them someplace else. You know, it's funny because they try to incorporate that as much as they possibly can on my accounts, where I go in to basically for my email accounts. It pops up asking me if I want to scan my fingerprints. to get faster access to my emails or to put in an extra security protocol for it. Heck no, you lost your mind. You will never have my fingerprint. Oh, you do have fingerprints. Your fingerprints are your documenting system either way. I don't want you. I don't want them having that. Your medical records. That's another thing you have to remember, too, people. See, there was a time we didn't have birth certificates. So anyone who never had a birth certificate, you're pretty much not here. But the day you are born, and this is for people again, I can't express it enough, that think you can hide behind fake accounts. Let me explain to you how out you are. When you're born, what do? They take your blood, right? So they got a copy of your blood type, and they take your fingerprints from your feet to your fingers. So now there's a copy of you in your medical records. That's where it's at. And down through time, every time you go to the hospital, the medical records, all your information increases about what you have, illnesses and all that stuff. But the main important thing is that the day you were born, there's a record of you. Unless you were born in a barn somewhere and you never went to a hospital, you are completely invisible now. But eventually something's going to pop up because you got to get a credit card and all that stuff requires it. All that stuff puts you on the grid. Everything, cell phones, internet accounts, anything, especially when you're using an IP login, all that stuff. Some people call them maxing their IP address, which is also good and all, but it doesn't work if somebody already has your medical records, because that tells you everything about you. And every time in life, as the first fingerprints you give up, you'll be giving those fingerprints up every single time. You know, some of the doors that they have a system in it that can read your prints when you touch it. It scans this little light band and scan your prints every time you're walking out of a door. Cameras record you and got a copy of your prints. This digital is amazing. Anyway, so you go to the DMV, you get a license, right? Fingerprints. A lot of these places require fingerprints. Some of these check cashing places require your fingerprints in order to cash checks, especially if you're cashing big checks. They require all that. So you're copied. You're already copied. There is no place on this planet you can't go. You're copied. And then with the IDs, the way they're designed now, the IDs are designed in a way where you can be tracked. You know, I'm going to tell you something. This is the part that you really got to understand this. For you people at the end of the day who really think you're hidden. It used to be a time when you went to the post office, if you wanted to change your address, all you had to do was bring up your mail from your previous address you're at. It's not like that anymore. I know people work for the post office. You're required to have a lease. You're required to have a deed. You're required to have birth certificates or social security cards to change your address. The reason why this security protocol is being put in, I told you at the end of the day that if they want to track you in any way, they can, but they have to have probable cause of why this is an important thing. Now, because of the whole ICE and immigration thing and all that stuff like that, and they made it sound like it was really dangerous. We got dangerous people in here already. You can't sit there and say that. People that come over from Mexico, all of a sudden they come here, and the entire country is thrown in chaos. The country has been in chaos since day one. Before they even came here, it was in chaos. So you can't use it as an excuse. But they used it as an excuse. And when you use excuses like that, that means that certain security protocols can go into place. As I said before, sometimes in order to get certain things to go a certain way, you have to have chaos. You have to have a reason why these protocols must be put in place. You know, like having military in cities and stuff like that. Crossing guards and security point towers and all that stuff, because you have to show probable cause. Now, 9/11, which I definitely believe that these planes, these terrorists came in and did this damage. People say, no, it is what it is. Now, ID is through the roof. You can't go to the airport and use basic. No, you have to have two forms of ID. The other one has to be major, like a passport or something like that. Has to be major before you can get an airline ticket. So there's that right there. So that cuts down on that, and you require security for buses. Anywhere you go, any kind of transportation requires the same kind of tight security that you would have if you're going through an airport. Background checks, all that stuff, everything has to come up. Now, with the thing with the with the immigration, they're tightening up on anything. You can't get a storage unit. You can't get nothing without having these state IDs. You can't even walk into any form of government building of any kind without an official state ID. It can't be an ID that you get from a cash checker place. It has to be official state ID. It didn't used to be like that. You can go in there with a cash checker's ID, which is called identification ID, and you can go in and do that, but now you can't because they're not using them anymore. So, sooner or later, they're going to try to, what the freak is that? Sooner or later, they're going to try to beat this up as much as they possibly can, because the next stage is putting a chip in you. And it's going to happen. I won't be around, thank God. But anyway, it's going to happen. Because they already started some testing a long time ago. Many years back, they started testing on dogs and animals. You know, you don't want to lose your pet, you know what I mean? Put a chip in them, which I think is not a bad idea. I think they should chip all animals, and the reason why is because if you kick your animal out in the street and they find the chip where it came from, they should throw your butt in jail. Ain't that right, Taco? Oh, that's right, buddy. That's right. Anyway, yeah. So that's the way it should be. But they did chip a human being up in Texas. A senior citizen couple. Of course, they got to use somebody like that. You know, somebody may have Alzheimer's, and I mean, they wander off and they can track them down. It's a perfect excuse. And I'll tell you the truth, it ain't a bad idea. But not in the human skin. I would say on a jacket, clothing, bracelets, something like that. And they do it with kids. Kids, they put it in their clothing, stuff like that, in case they get snatched or something happen. They have that GPS in there. They do it with people who basically go skiing. An avalanche pops up, they'll never find your body. But because you have a GPS locator in there, they can find you. And they use them on boats, they use them on cars, they use them on everything now. Those locators to be able to figure out exactly where you're at on the planet. And that satellite up there can scan you anywhere you go. Now, it's going to get to a point that the ID system is not even going to be valid enough where now you're going to have a chip on you. And if you don't have one of these microchips on you, you can't buy. Remember the whole thing with COVID? That in order for you to be able to go to a supermarket and go to certain places, you had to have that identification card. Anybody forget about that one? So they can make it, they can opt you out. If you don't have that microchip in you, when they scan you to go through, you don't get access to anything. They did it in COVID. You had to have a card to go into a supermarket and buy. You had to have a card to go to certain places. There are people fighting and carrying out about that whole entire situation. Watch, there's going to be a microchip soon. So if you really think in this decade and time, if you are dumb enough to even think, for you naysayers, that your little YouTube accounts, fake accounts, and Hotmail accounts and all that stuff, that no one can figure out where you're at, you have not, you're not the sharpest tack in the box. The lights are on, but no one's home. We live in the digital era. You ever played the game Hackers? You ever seen how they explain how everything's all digitally linked together, how it all links together? It's crazy. Oh, look at you. You look so cute. Okay, I don't care messing with him. Yep. There's nowhere you can go. You're linked everywhere. Let's not forget about the thousands of cameras you walk in front of every single day. You've gotten so comfortable you're used to them now. There are cameras that are perched on top of these buildings that have the ability to do face recognition software. They can scan you so close they can see whether or not you shaved or not. You're recorded about somewhere between 500 to 1,000 times a day. So your picture pops up somewhere. And these jokers are making these fake accounts at the end of the day. You can call all y'all. Now, once I get over there to Comic-Con, wherever that's at, but I know there's a main building they have them at. There's a couple over there in California. And they're basically pinpointing which ones are closer to his location. That's what they're doing. They're taking this building and they're pinpointing any place that's close to that location. And well, I can't tell you the rest of that. But anyway, leave it at that. And yes, they're legit. They're legit individuals that are doing this. All right, with that being said, I got customers to take care of. I got orders to process. And I'm happy because we can now take care of our overseas customers, giving them free shipping. And with Express. Let me switch over to Express a long time. We did Express a long time. We should have did that. What am I doing over here? Express with free shipping. I'm getting them more glue today. I got glue to pick up today. We're going back to the bills. I had to take some time off of them because it was a bit tedious for occupiers. Now see, that's why I said at the end of the day, if we're doing something wrong, the Lord's going to punish me for it. If anything I'm doing right here is wrong, the Lord's going to punish me for it. But we got orders that came in, mass orders for the whole overseas thing now. And if my business is fake and a scam and all that, you can sign my contract and see me in court, or we can come get you. Either way, it doesn't make a difference to me. I don't care. So you can't back up. How about, Fernando, how about you say this on your channel? Say, if I have committed these crimes, don't do that. You're in enough trouble as it is. I'm only going to put that out there right there. Or challenge one of us to take you in court if you haven't committed any of the crimes that we have right here. Can't do that, can you? There you go. That's like somebody who's the kind of person that will run through a red light, kill 3 people, and go, oh, I didn't do it. It's not me. Covered in blood. Freaking car got blood on it. Freaking vehicles totaled. 1 million people don't freaking record the whole thing. I never did. I was never there. I don't know what you're talking about. That's why they call Mexican Trump. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. How are you talking about? You're right there. We just saw you right there. Let me see. Now I'm going to go over here and go to my one on this side. Over there. All right, we get to take this out. Now we have express shipping for my customers. And then all that at the end of the day, this is the part that I find hilarious. Oh yeah, we got to swap them out because we're going to use this for something. I got to submerge that thing in the water. We're going to dunk tank it. So I got to do something with it. But all that at the end of the day that you naysayers think, all that campaigning you did at the end of the day, this is the time you wasted. I'm trying to convince people not to buy my stuff. I'm not going to tell you what I made today. There's a whole lot more than you make. I can tell you that much. But let's put it this way. All that campaigning you did, right? All that campaigning you did. Where did it get you at? To me to be sitting here in my office looking at a screen that I could read through, that I can take outside and watch a movie at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Where did it get you at? So, to the ones we caught, word to the wise, get an attorney quick. I'm right up the street from the courthouse. Get an attorney. All I got to do one day in the spirit of the moment, like, you know what, I'm going to take care of this one today and go in there and file against you. And you'll be coming down here and then you'll lose your stuff. So get an attorney as soon as possible. I can't express that enough. Please don't get in your head that we don't know where you're at. Please don't do that. Don't do that. Get an attorney, okay? Or what you're going to do is you're going to have your attorney email me. Reach out to me. Come on, get it done. I can't wait to see what they say. Come on, get it. Come on. I'm urging you to get it done. Come on. You want me to pay for the attorney for you? See how badly we can embarrass you. Some of you, just for fun, I'm going to get your attorney to drop your case. You're going to bring them down. Come and see our work. You're going to drop your case. Then I'm going to hire you and sue you with your own attorney. And that's going to be embarrassing because any attorney you go to, they're not going to touch you. And trust me, I tell you, they're not going to touch you. First thing they're going to do is they're going to contact your last attorney and they're going to talk to him. But they always do that. And they're like, why did you drop this case? And well, we made some accusation about this guy. And this guy invited us down. And I saw the screen for myself. And I can clearly see that my client lied. So, he dropped the case. Now, he's still got to get paid at the end of the day. So we'll hire him. He said, well, what happened? Well, he hired me and I took it. So the attorney's going to come back there and say, we can't take your case. We can get you blackballed easy. No attorney will touch you. And you're going to have an attorney to represent yourself in court. So I don't know how that's going to work out for you. Any attorney you give them today, we'll bring them down. We'll write them down to see the product for themselves. Because we have to share that information with them anyway. And they're just going to come back and say, look, I got to let your case go. And you get enough of them doing this, it'll start to run on you. They won't touch you at all. None of these law firms will touch you because all of these attorneys talk to each other. All of them talk to each other, communicate with each other. They do. I've seen prosecutors and attorneys, good friends. They just work on different sides of the fence, that's all. That's all. But they're still friendly, little chills in the day. But yeah, we'll bring your attorney son. He can check it out for himself. I would love to have him come down and see this screen. Yeah, it's right there. Yeah, that's the one. These are the pictures? This is how dark you said when stuff came out? Wow, that's crazy, man. And we put the lights on. Check this. Is that insane? Yeah, we've been developing this stuff. Yeah, me and you're trying to become best friends. Yeah, so what you're going to do right now, he said, I'm going to drop this case. You have no point. You can't win this. There's no way in the world. I guarantee you. Watch. Please have your attorney reach out to me. Come on, please, please, please. You know what's bad when you see me on camera laughing and asking you to send your attorney to reach out. Please, please. Oh, you don't want to play with us? All right, we'll play with you then. You're not going to like it. Trust me. You give you opportunity. If I give you opportunity to have your attorney reach out to me, if I give you opportunity to sign a contract, then that means when we take it to court, it's going to be brutal. It's going to be very brutal. So I would just, just do that. That's what you do. That's what you do. Okay, what do you put in here? Let me see. All right, so we got free. Interesting. I'm just curious. All right, we can update that later. I'm thinking about putting for American and put down Express. We do want the Express shipping. I got to figure this right here, Express shipping. Because we got to change the policy. What time we got? Oh, we got plenty of time. We're good. We're good. We're clear. We're good. I'll place this down here to open up until 9 o'clock. I'm happy, man. I'm happy. We made a killing. We made a killing last night. A killing. Because that's when most of our orders come in overnight. Because again, when I'm down over here working some of that nighttime, these people are ordering my stuff. And now we open up the gates, and now anybody can order this amazing technology. Yeah. And you've seen Apex. Apex is a beautiful, beautiful screen. Beautiful screen paint. All you haters out there, your bottom lip biters. We call them bottom lip biters. Bite your bottom lip real hard. That's the haters, the bottom lip biters out there upset and angry and bitter. But bite your bottom lip. That's how y'all be. Don't get mad at me. At the end of the day, I'm with your product. You got a product? You don't have a product. All right, let me see. I'm having too much fun here. This is where the excitement kicks in. I like doing this for my customers on a $70 surcharge fee. I saw that nonsense about $70 surcharge fee. To me, how much money they pay for in customs. Customs is very expensive. You got to pay for your product and then turn around and pay a $70 surcharge fee and then pay for it to go through. That's expensive, man. But the reason why you charge a $70 surcharge fee because you can't cover the cost of the shipping price because your product is like $60. And the reason why your product is $60 because it's not worth the money that we can get for our stuff. Because you don't have testing to prove why your product's worth that way. Now say I got myself a Dark Star 9, right? And I can afford to spend $3,000 for a screen. No biggie whatsoever, right? How do you convince a person like me that your screen paint is better than the $3,000 I'm about to pump into this high performance screen? How do you convince me? Well, your gray screen can't read contrast, not next to that thing, because that will crush your screen, right? It pulls better gain capability. You don't pull a 2.0, but that points to 0.8 does pull that. And on top of that, it's a darker screen, so the contrast numbers are going to come up a lot better than your screen today, plus the colors along with that. So that screen's far more superior than your product. You see when I put a black diamond next to Jamie's paint, what that thing did in the garage paint wasn't even recognizable, it wasn't even there. Got the invite, came to the party, just didn't make it through the door. Just sat out there on the porch and went, Anyway, so no, you guys don't come anywhere close to certified screens. Now, if you want to make a screen paint worth its weight in gold, this is what you're going to have to do. A ton of freaking testing on every level you can possibly think of. That's why you can come out there and swap out projectors, only pay under $200 for your challenges, have screens to operate, or it's not operating sunlight for you guys, just forget it, it's a whole other world. Let's move on. But anyway, you got to have those demonstrations done. Seeing a demonstration I had where I had the ultra short projector sitting on the floor and another projector hitting the ceiling, which means I was watching the universe pop off on a ceiling on a projector that cost me about $130. And then another one directed at the floor and wall, 3 projector, multiple setup layouts, like I did in here too also. So you have to be to do that. You got to be to go on site and operate without turning out lights and all that stuff. Now, once you have acquired a product that takes you about a good 5, 6, 7, 8 years to acquire, and you can beat the top certified screens, then you can get what your product is worth. But until then, you can't get that. Your budget paint. That's why you make $60 on your product. And that's why $60, the customer, if they pay for overseas, has to pay for a $70 surcharge fee because you don't have the money to cover it. As a matter of fact, at $60, and for everything you have to make to put into that, mind you, my ink alone costs what you sell for your paint. My ink is $60 for my machine. So containers cost money, labels cost money, everything costs money. And then with inflation and all that, you can't fluctuate with that because you're at a $60 mark. So roughly they're working for pennies. By the time they get done, they're lucky if they can squeeze off $5 to themselves. Lucky if you squeeze 5. You're not making any money at all, period. And you can't get the money that your product could be worth because you refuse to do the testing. And where the big money is at is certified. Now, $3,000 screen. I got the money to pay for it. And a guy comes in here and shows me that he's able to take out that screen easy. Fully lit environment, projector costs less than mine, no calibration needed, pulls 100% contrast, white levels are immaculate, all that stuff, right? Guess where I'm putting my money at? In him. And if he wants $500 for that paint, I'm going to pay $500 for that paint. You know why? Because the screen I was about to pay for cost me $3,000. See, that's the problem that we came into with people make screen paints, the cheap budget stuff. For some reason, you think we're you. And as you can see by our demonstrations, you're not. In so many levels, you're not me. And you think that people should get charged the same, I should charge the same price as your cheap, generic, trashy paint at the end of the day, when you're the same people that give us back our money. When we come and order our stuff, you always give me back my money, and you pull your websites down. You can't back out of your stuff up. So clearly, you're not the same as me. But you feel that people should pay $60 for your product. They pay $60 for you. They should pay $60 for me. But the difference is I can take out certifies and TVs and wherever the frick I want. You can't do that, which makes my product more valuable than yours. So a person that can spend $3,000, $7,000 for a screen, he'll buy from me before he'll buy from you. Because we got the proof to back it up 100%. And anybody who challenges us, we can walk you in the court and back it up. You can't do that. You can't even send me a product without giving me back my money. So how in the world can you back it up in court? There you go. That's why you don't get what you pay, what your product. It's the first thing I learned, that if I'm going to get what I want for that product, I got to take out the bigger dogs, and the bigger dogs would be certified. And you can't do that. Now, another reason why, a 0.8 and 0.9 screen is not going to be sitting in the same dark environment your screen. They can operate at much higher light because I tested those screens before. But anytime you call yourself, or anyone calls themselves, competing against our technology, why are we in these dark environments? We're not got certified at 0.8 and 0.9 gain. What are we doing in a dark environment? Oh, because your screen don't work. That's why. That's why you can't get what you want. So that's why they charge you a $70 surcharge fee to cover exactly the expenses. But someone has not done their math correctly. Because if you charge a $70 surcharge fee, the shipping cost for shipping overseas, and I know I do it all the time. I'm about to ship now overseas. The shipping cost can exceed over $70 easy. Now, if it's gone by United States Postal Service and the medium boxes, you have to consider the fact that they always up the price on these boxes, more like every year. So that could jump to from 80 to 90. And if you're basically got a customer who wants to get a gallon, that's going to be another issue. That's going to cost you even more money. Or maybe they want 2 gallons, or maybe they want 5 gallons. So they want 5 gallons of paint, right? 5 gallons of paint. And your $70 surcharge fee is only designed to basically ship maybe in a medium-sized box. You can put a gallon in there. You can't put 2 gallons in there. It won't fit in the box. You got to ship that in a large. And if you got to ship that in a large box, that means the price of your shipping that's going up. But you only cover $70 of it, 70% of it, $70 all you charge from it. I read through your specifications. You don't have in there saying, okay, so the surcharge fee fluctuates on depending on how much paint you order. So if you charge 2 gallons and you got to put that in a large box, that price is now going to $140, $150 depending on what country it's being sent to, but that price jumps. But you only cover 70 because you only got your setup to only ship out 1 gallon to a couple quarts. You didn't put anything in there to verify that. So if I went in, had a buddy come in from another country and order 5 gallons from you, you'd be stuck because you have to be stuck with the shipping cost. And since you charge only $60, you wouldn't be able to cover it. You actually owe money, then actually at the end of the day make money. You didn't see that, did you? I saw it. So to cut out all that craziness, you just pay for everything. But I make enough money off my technology, and on top of that, because I have a license, and because DBA and EIN number, and I've been with them for over 10 years. My PayPal account is like 15 years old. It's older than your YouTube account. At the end of the day, I get perks, and I get shipping perks, which means I don't pay the money. $60, it's not going to come to $60 for me. Roughly, it'll probably come to around 40-something at the most. So I'll get a $20 discount. You can't get that because your company's not legit. You only get that when your company's licensed and legit. So with that being said, we can cover all shipping costs, and we've been doing it for years. Like you've been going over to Home Depot and buying all your stuff. You've been paying retail. I don't pay retail for anything. All my stuff gets shipped in overseas because, we figured out a way to upgrade our technology to much more advanced technology because we do something called crack a book. You don't crack books. You just mix stuff together and that's it. Where are we going with this, Mr. Bird? You're supposed to be putting something down in oak. Wait, you put down, let me see. Get this done, man. You got things to do. You're talking too much right now. Free shipping. I'm going to do free shipping. And overseas. That is too much work. Let's just put in everybody is. Do it that way. Free shipping. Free express. That's what it went. Okay. If they're $60 max would cost me. They get the discount. Over here it's really cheap. I think it's like $20 envelope. But it'd be for the free shipping. Express comes with 24 and 32 ounces. Because those packages, no matter whether it's here or there, is up to 4 pounds. That's why we had to go in and do the measurement on how much weight is a quart to 24 ounces. See, math, gotta do all that stuff. You gotta do all the math. We're like, we just gotta mix paints together, and that's basically about it, and just put it on the wall and look, it works. Then you gotta do math. Everything requires math in here. You gotta figure out how many ounces that's going to be required to meet under the minimum of 4 ounces when you ship out a package. Anything that goes over, you're going to be charged with this, or they're going to be charged with it. So if it's 4 pounds, how many ounces is 24 ounces to how many ounces is 32 ounces? You got to know all that stuff. Or when you do a screen size, how do you know how much paint coverage you have? You literally have to do a paint down. You can't do it your way. You have to do it heavy, like a customer would do it. Some customers, they paint, they know, and some don't. So you have to paint like a customer who doesn't know. You have to have this much paint left over on every application. So that way, this is forgiveness paint. If they spill something or something happens, whatever, it's there. Got to do that. You have to know exactly what size your screen paints. And some people just second guess that. And you can cause damage for that, miscommunications, and somebody, I don't know how you get 2 quarts out of, my goodness, where in the world? Freaking Mickey Mouse Mac. I put that out, somebody was like, what the freak? Yeah. 2 quarts, 3 100-inch screens is the same as an actual physical 300-inch screen. Free Express. United States Postal shipping. United States Postal? Yeah, shipping. Now, we do have a list of countries that we can't ship to because of the paint. It don't make a difference if it's water-based, whatever it is, it will not allow us to ship to the flag. That's why I was looking at I was looking at the list of where the frick is France at? Because France should have been in there. They said it was flag, but she put in, she didn't put in water-based. She typed in paint. So the system automatically went to the most hazardous thing you can put down as in you can't ship it. And I went back and I checked and said, yeah, you can. France does accept paint that is water-based, so we can took them off. That's what I'm trying to figure out. But we have countries we can't ship to. Let me see. Free express shipping. Free express shipping. I think that's something up right there. Free express shipping. Let's put down at the bottom for capitalize that, please. Nope. You're off on that, Bertie. I'm gonna get working on my project over there. I want to get some glue. Oh, I forgot we're gonna order that big box of glue too. I'm gonna finish my work on it. We got so much work to do. What am I going to dark paints? So working on the floors. Working on my arcade, people. My arcade. Why go the arcade when you can build one? Yay! For U.S. orders. And I got to get another keyboard too. I got to keep another keyboard coming in. It has to be wireless because, man, this this freaking whatchamacallit keyboard is done. I have trashed and destroyed my keyboard. All right, U.S. and which I'm happy to say, my overseas. I miss my overseas customers, man. Every time I talk to an overseas company, I get to learn something about a whole nother world, man. Always ask me, what's it like over there? What's your favorite cereal? What do y'all have for breakfast? What do you have for lunch? What's a popular restaurant over there? I want to know all that stuff over there. Man, your museums. I mean, if you can take some pictures of some stuff, you know, and send it, that'd be cool. I would love to see what's going on over there. I really would. You know what I mean? Share your world with me. I want to know. I want to know what goes on in your neck of the woods. I'm always curious about what goes on overseas. What do y'all guys do over there? You know, I'm pretty sure you got stuff like that, but it's so interesting to me. Send me candy bar wrappers, stuff like that. I find that stuff fascinating. I had a friend of mine who was stationed in Japan, one of my customers, and he was sending over gift boxes of all the stuff at the end of the day that their candy bars and stuff like that. And oh man, this is freaking cool. It's I don't know what, napkins, all kinds of stuff, man. I find all that stuff fascinating. Phone booths? Hey, Britain got them freaking red phone booths. Look at them down there. A couple of pictures of that. That'd be pretty cool. I was watching, I like to watch the old black and white Twilight Zones. It's my favorite. I love watching those. The new ones are okay, but the black and whites are actually, I think, are much better. And, man, this guy had an antique shop. I find that interesting. The time zone era. He had an antique shop. Now, everything in his antique shop was considered to be somebody else's junk. But you have any idea what that stuff would be worth today? It baffles me that sometimes some of these businesses, and I've seen a lot of businesses, some businesses like that, they board these businesses up. And the owners might be passed off and died, the kids don't want it, so they sit there. They sit there for many, many years. And the city doesn't see this. Sometimes the city, somehow, they just skip that property. You know what I mean? Delinquents add up, and there's a lot of properties. You can go on the City Hall list, and you can see where these properties have been there for many, many years. Taxes weren't paid, nothing. And they just sit there in limbo. That's what they do. And somebody goes and buys one of these properties, and they walk into a gold mine. And they go, oh my goodness, like, I didn't even know they had, yeah, you walk into a gold mine. Because the inventory is still in there. No one's ever touched the store, it just sat there. And there are places like that. They have a lot of crazy antiques in there. And these are places that have been around since the 40s. Some have been around since the 30s, and they're just sitting there. That's why you hear about stories about people finding old barns and old cars in there. That actually does happen. People have a car, and you have a nice, maybe, I don't know, I would say, you have an old car that can fit right there, I don't know. Let's just say you had an old car in there. And the owner doesn't drive it anymore, you know what I mean? He just has it sitting back there. And he's got to a point he doesn't maintenance it anymore, it just sits back there in that barn. And he passes off the earth. And then that land just sits there. The kids don't claim it, they don't want it, you know what I mean? It just sits there, who knows what's in that barn. And then later on, you come along and you buy it, and you go, let's go have a look around and let's see what we got. And you find those cars back there. Because you can't take it with you. It stays here. No matter what, it just stays here. And there are places like that. And you go in there and you buy something, and there's stuff on it. But the thing about it is you got to know what it's worth. Because some people throw out stuff and don't know what it's worth. So I'm looking at this video, and this guy has this antique shop. All the stuff in there he has on that era is junk. But in our era, it's worth a lot of money. So, long story short, their business is going under. They're about to go for bankruptcy. They're about to lose everything. The business is not doing well at all. And he's a very nice person. He helps people in the neighborhood. Even when he don't have next to nothing, he'll help anybody out. And there's a woman that comes in. She's going on bad times. She's an old woman. She brings in this old bottle. And she said it's worth some money. It's an antique. But she's lying to him. And then she breaks down. She starts crying. She tells him the truth. And he gives her some money. And she leaves out. And his wife is saying, look, we got to stop helping people. We can't even help ourselves. He says, look at this bottle. It's just nothing but an old bottle. And he throws the bottle down. And all of a sudden, all this eerie smoke comes out of the bottle. There's a genie there the entire time. But we all know the interesting thing about genies. Genies, at the end of the day, are creatures, not the ones that you see on like Aladdin. They're different. These are cursed beings because that's why they're trapped in that bottle. They're trapped in that bottle for a reason. They're in prison in those bottles. And they give you bad wishes. It seems like they're good, but they're bad wishes. They like to play those jokes. I guess it's their entertainment for being trapped in a bottle. But anyway, so the genie comes out and they're scared to death. Like they think they're losing their mind at the end of the day. Like this man is sitting up, he just popped out of nowhere. And the guy's sitting there having this conversation like, well, look, here's the deal. You release me, you have 3 wishes. Careful, whatever you wish for. And remember, whatever you wish for comes with consequences. No matter what you order, no matter what you wish for, comes with consequences. So you have to be careful what you wish for. So, the first thing he wished for, because they didn't believe in the genie, they had a crack in the side of their display case. He said, okay, fix that. And the genie said, okay, is that what you want? He said, that's what I want. Snapped his hand, case fixed itself. Now they believe it. They're like, oh my goodness. We can ask for money. We can ask for power. We can get anything we want. Like we can get out of this rut. We can finally get our lives together. And she's scared to death. She said, no, I don't trust him. I don't trust him. There's something wrong about this. There's something wrong about him. We can't trust him. And the genie said, I'm going to give you some time. I'm going to leave and I'll be back in 3 days. And you tell me what you want. So 3 days later, genie pops back up again. Says, what do you want? And the guy was like, I want $1 million. So now the genie's like, okay, snapped his finger, it's raining money. That place store is filled with money. All this money's hitting the ground. So, again, being the generous man that he is, the people who need money, he has them lined up outside the store and he's giving them money. He's giving all these people money to be able to live a better life because he's a very good man. And guess who's sitting in line? IRS. Genie's a dirty one. So IRS sits in line. John says, oh, here's the thing. IRS comes in and says, okay, so basically from what I'm seeing here in your store, and basically you already owe money to us already, and he tallies all up, it came exactly to what he had left over. So I think the only thing he had out of all that money, most of it he gave away, and once he gave it to IRS took their money, he had $5 left to himself. Pretty jacked up, ain't it? So now they got to be careful, because the genie sat there and said, whatever you wish for comes with consequences. That's part of the game they got to play. So he says, I'll be back in 3 days. I'm going to give you a chance to think about it. And the genie disappears, comes back in 3 days and said, now be very careful. Think about it. What do you want? It comes with consequences. And they were like, okay, we can't ask for money. That's a bad idea. It's going to come with even more problems. All right, I got an idea. I want to be a powerful man in another country. He says, I'm a powerful man in another country, and I can't be removed. No one can tell me. I have full control forever. He wanted power. So Genie was like, okay, you sure? And he was like, yes, that's what I want. You know what he turned him into, right? He turned him into Adolf Hitler. So he's sitting on the desk and he pulls his head up. He is actually Adolf Hitler. And he's not Adolf Hitler in that time. He's Adolf Hitler right before the troops start storming Germany to execute him. So now he's sitting at the desk and he's looking at himself. He sees in the mirror. He knows what he is, what he turned him into. And one of the guys come in and he puts this bottle on the table and says, here, you got to drink this. Because that bottle is a poison that kills him, kill himself. And he's sitting there looking at the bottle. And he's like, oh my God, he turned me into Hitler. Like, oh my goodness. And you can hear the bombs dropping all around him. And the troops out there storming, the shooting carrying on. And he came back. He he didn't wish it. He came back. Jeannie brought him back. I think Jeannie would be nasty. Jeannie brought him back. And he said, all right, I can't do this. It's your turn. You got to do something. And what she did, what she wished for, her wish was, I wish we never met you. And that ended it. That ended the nightmare. So they took the bottle, and it was broken on the floor, and then scraped it up and threw it in the trash. And as they shut the store down, they realized that they were blessed the entire time. All right, you got a store, it's not doing so well, but at the end of the day, it could be far worse than you ever thought. They could actually end up owing money to IRS. You could end up being a dictator and getting murdered at the end of the day. Yeah, at the end of the day. So it taught him a lesson today. Be happy for what you have at the end of the day. Even though it seems like everything is falling apart, it could be far worse than that. And then the interesting thing about the bottle, as they closed the store down, the bottle put itself back together again. You've seen a smile pop up on the bottle. Wait for somebody else. Yeah, that's crazy. That's why I like Twilight Zone. I like the old ones. I love the old ones. I love them. They had the new ones. The new ones are pretty good. I've seen some of the new ones are pretty good. Yeah, that other one. They had one that was actually, I'm going to say one more last one. That other one where the newer one, where the couple, everything was falling. It was another one about the devil. Jacked up one. It was not too bad. It was interesting. And this couple, everything was going down the drain. Got about to be evicted from the hotel. He lost her job. She's in the process of building this, closing down. Like everything is just crushing. The bills are popping up. They owe all this money. They don't know what they're going to do. They're going to end up being homeless. And a couple of days later, some guy pops up. He's not there. He's at the one of the looking for a job. And this guy pops up and he says, I see you're going through a lot of problems right now. I can help you out with your situation. I got a little box here for you. There was a box with a clear top and it had a button on, a red button. He says, here's the deal. I will give you $1 million if you press that button. Now, if you press that button, somebody that you don't know is going to die. Don't worry about it. It's not going to be you. It's going to be somebody else. You just press that, I give you $1 million. So he says, here it. I'll come back and check on you later. She's got this box. It's staring at it. She's just looking at it at the table. And she's thinking about it, but she's like, I don't know, man. It's got to be a joke. It's got to be a prank. It's got to be some kind of scam. What is going on? Her husband finally gets in. He said, what the freak is that? He said, oh, some guy came here and said that we get $1 million if we press the red button, but someone's going to die. It won't be anybody we know, but someone's going to die. And the guy was like, that's crazy, man. That doesn't make any sense. Who gives up $1 million for a box? That's some crazy stuff. So as they're looking at this box, the box is now driving them crazy. They're walking around smoking all these cigarettes, you know what I mean? The eviction notices are popping up. The landlord's beating on the door, telling them they got to be out. And when the sheriff's over, it's getting worse and worse and worse. And they keep staring at that box and staring at that box and staring at that box to the point they just snap and they take the box and they throw it in the trash. Okay, it's over with. Whatever happens, we're just going to deal with it. That's what they should have went with, but they didn't. As they laid in that bed, he went back and he got the box. And he put it on the table. And he got her, and they sat around, and they smoked a couple of cigarettes, and they stared at that box. He said, you know what? Press it. It's just a joke. Nothing's going to happen. Why are we going crazy over this? So they opened up the box, and they both put their hands on it, and they pressed down on the button. And see, nothing happened. You didn't die, because he didn't say you would die, but they took it out of content. You didn't die. Nobody died whatsoever. The guy was just messing with her head. Just some lunatic coming to the door. That's it. 3 days later, he popped up with a little suitcase in his hand and says, hey, so I see you honored the agreement and you pressed the button. Can I have the box back? And he gave him back the button. This is yours. This belongs to you. And he popped up the suitcase and was $1 million in there. And they're like, oh, it's real. So, what's going to happen to the box? Well, they're going to give it to somebody else. And they're probably going to press it. And someone's going to die. But don't worry, it won't be anybody you know. They're going to die. So that's the game of the devil. The devil's taking the same box and handing it to people. Now, if you're ruthless enough to kill somebody for $1 million, you deserve to go to hell. And that's what he's doing, collecting souls. And as they took their head and they looked out the window, because they're in shock because they're going to die. Someone presses that button. And out the window, you see the guy walking, and he has this long trench coat, and you see his tail come out and wave back and forth. The devil pushes it back up there, walks down the street, walks down the corner. No. Is it crazy or what? I feel like Twilight Zone. Interesting. I think the famous one is The Feed Man, the cookbook about the aliens that come down and they want to help out humanity and all that stuff and cure world hunger and all that stuff, and they want us to go to their planet and to serve man. That's what To Serve Man was actually a cookbook. That was a good one. That's a really good one. I'm gonna watch some more classics tonight. Some good classics they had. But yeah, some good ones. I like the old ones. Alfred Hitchcock, all that stuff. I'm gonna go watch some good ones. Kill a Mockingbird, all those ones. Let me see. Let me see. We on there. We just came off there, man. Let me see. Overseas. Overseas. Make sure we got it spelled correctly. S-E-A-S. S-E-A-S. All right. Express shipping. Mm-hmm. 24 ounce. 24. Yeah, that's crazy. I'll get eaten. $32 ounces. I'm gonna have to expand that header. That header's good. Or shrink it a little bit. 32 ounces. I like to try something. Yeah, Genie's cursed. A lot of people, they did all Latin, you know, it was cute, you know, the kids and all Latin and all like that. But technically, the real story behind genies are cursed creatures. And that's the reason why they're in that bottle, because they did something evil and they got imprisonment in these bottles because they are evil creatures. But you know, Disney, and they turn around and say, hey, you know, it's this joker genie in there and he likes being in the bottle. But no, in any movie you ever watch, they can't stand that bottle. It's imprisonment for them. I Dream of Jeannie, that's another one. Like Beauty and the Beast. I don't leave that one alone. I don't know how people don't see how jacked up that one is. That's really jacked up. My friends are huge fans of Beauty and the Beast, and I just look at them like, yeah, you do know, like that's kind of jacked up, right? That's like a woman being in love with a dog. Because technically he's not a man, he's a beast. He's an animal. If you ever saw like the more mature versions of Beauty and the Beast, they had some more mature versions of it back in the 70s. Where basically it shows him out in the woods eating other animals and stuff. Because he's a beast. That's what he is. He turned into a beast. He was cursed. So he doesn't eat like a human being like we do. He's a beast. He's an animal. And then you fall in love with it. You know, it's an animal. You know that, right? Like, but no, it's so magical. It's so enchanted. Yeah, but he's still an animal. But, you know, it's cute for the kids, though. But as an adult, you're looking at this like, your brain's ticking at 100 miles an hour. Kids don't think that way. Thank God they don't. So kids look at that, oh, it's beautiful, it's magical. And you as an adult are going, that's jacked up. There's just something really messed with that all together. That's just all jacked up. Yeah, it is. And then for those of the ladies, or men at the end of the day, who look at the fairy tale part of it all, you know, you got to block that out. But you're an adult. You already know what's processing through your head already. You already know what's going through your head. You're an adult. You're woke. You know what's going on. You're like, I'm just going to do this because, you know, she's into this. I'm going to just get this done. You know, you ever seen that meme where they got the monkey's eyes all squint like, yeah, you be doing that. Let me put that in there. Still got to tell him to kill Jawa. Jawa! That shows up on the header everywhere. Now this is AI overview. This is what AI said about the SFEG. Actually look it up. Actually AI speaks about our technology. We got it right there posted about the new technology. The AI knows who we are. Yes, they do. Do we have anything else in here with the old shipping policy on here? Let's check it out. Could I do it? I got a friend right now in England. He was not born there at all, period, but he got the accent. He's been there like 5 years. Of course he got the accent. It's beautiful. I'm so jealous. People up in the UK, I'm freaking jealous. They got that beautiful accent. Don't come down here and change that accent. Don't get there and be like, I don't like them. No, you better keep that accent. That's the British accent. But yeah, he talks just like that. Got the lingo, everything. I'm like, jeez. I've up there for 5 years and get that accent. Proper. Let me see. Naughty boys, all that and whatnot. Oh, we got to put the shingles on it. Oh, we forgot. We got to put shingles on that unit. Oh, it's a big roof. And we got to cut it, put the Clark system in, extend the windows in, put in flooring in there. Then we got to build that whole tavern from the outside out. We got a lot to do. Now, as for the screens, I got another 235.1 coming in. We do it back-to-back 235.1. And we got the connects adapter that we're going to put in there pretty soon. So we can move stuff back and forth. When we hook it up the floor pretty soon, finish off the dash, and then build that PC, build the other PC. And I can't wait for that steam machine to come in because I am buying that sucker. I'm buying it. You see the hype on that thing? Have you seen the hype on it? This is going to irritate some people. Mind you, when I have to do these updates, I talk a lot because they're updates. It's like a lot of work I got to do. But this is going to irritate some people. That Valve steam machine is a nightmare. It's a nightmare. It's a freaking nightmare. But again, this gives people that are on a PC, on a console, if you never had the opportunity to be on PC because maybe you feel it costs too much, you got it right there. And guess what? It's going to be less maintenance. So on a PC, you're going to do a lot of maintenance. Because, I got to do maintenance today. I got to clean my machines. But yeah. And then for people like the mod, we're going to go in there and mess with it. Because that's what we do. I'm upping my RAM on it. Because you can update the RAM on it. So I'm upping that. And the hard drive on it. Because if I get the 512, I can just upgrade the hard drive to 2 terabytes. That's it. And I got a wholesale license. I get those parts for cheap. I ain't buying retail. I'm going to go right there and go to my retailer. I'm going to retail to my wholesaler. I'm going to buy my parts on wholesale. I'm going to get them for cheap. I'm going to upgrade my system. So they give you the chance to upgrade your RAM and they update the hard drive. Heck yeah, I wish they gave you the chance to update the CPU because I would put an i9 processor in there. But whatever it works, it works. A graphic card. I would want to upgrade the graphic card, bro. I got a 5090 coming, not 59, 5080 coming in. I would like to put that in there, but I don't even know how that would even fit. There has to be a small microchip. You can't be dragging chips out of there. But I wish you could. At least they give you a chance to mess with that RAM, man. Because I'm updating my RAM. I'm putting 2 terabytes on mine. And I'm going to update my hard drive to... we can max out the hard drive too. We can only max it out to... 2 terabytes. We can do 2 terabytes. But 2 terabytes of RAM is crazy. I got 1 terabyte of RAM. That's crazy. So roughly, what do we got in there? We got 16 in there. We got 16 gigabytes in there. So we can do 32 gigabytes. 64 gigabytes. 128 gigabytes. 256 gigabytes. And we're going crazy now. No, we'll do. I'll be happy with 64. If I get 64 in there, then I can upgrade 64 and then go in and put in 2 terabytes. I'll probably max out on it. 2 gigabytes, 2 gigabytes, 2 terabytes, 2 terabytes. And then max it out. I'm building me. I saw somebody. Don't forget, I'm not buying it from them. I'll build my own. There's a slot unit that you can slot in your drives into. You know what I mean? You hook it up and whatever. Motherboard. I'm putting a nano board in mine. It's all designed and manage all my hard drive space. I'm going with the keyboard and mouse, and I can manage my hard drive space. That's what I'm building, connected to that. It's going to have 15 terabytes of space on there. 15 terabytes of space! I'm putting on there wires, keyboard and mouse, gigalad on there. It's going to be like a small server. It's going to have all my information. I can basically massive loads. I can pull out the cartridges at will and slap new ones in there. See, that's the beautiful thing about modifications. Modifications. Yeah, so that's what I like about it. See, that's what I'm talking about. Give us more room to play with the system. And then we can mod in there. We can mod games. without being penalized. There's no subscription fee. This is what you console gamers, and there are console gamers that do, yes, console and PC. I met many of console gamers that can mod, program, all that stuff. They do all that crazy stuff. And this is like freedom, man. You go over there and you can do everything you want to do. It's designed for modification. Oh. On top of that, my experiment, what I want to do with it is I'm buying those VRs. I got the Index 2. But the Index 2 that I have, I have to hook a cable up to this loop system so I can move around in there. And then I got the freaking sensors on the kneecaps and all that stuff. Yeah, but this, man, I want freedom. I want freedom to move around with nothing attached to me. So with this new system, like an AirLink system they have on this thing, I don't have to use the freaking the sensors. I can use the Connect system. The Connect system over there is fantastic for VR full body tracking. That's what those things do anyway. So bottom line is you can't plug it into the Steam OS system because that's not going to work. But you can basically put in a partial drive with another operating system. That thing only operates on Windows 10, by the way. It's not compatible with Windows 11. And put that on there, download the software because the machine's a PC anyway, and go in there and I can put one section for my VR setup and the other one for my Steam OS setup. Different drive. And run that way, 2 operating systems on 1 unit. That's what I'm going to do with mine. I'm going to buy the VRs. And I'm going to hook that sucker up. I'm going to get another one. I got paid $28 for that. So you get the adapter to convert it to USB at 3.0 and plug that sucker in. And now I got ultimate VR. I got completely AirLink with no cables attached to me. And with that thing, there's no sensor. That is a sensor. It'll scan the entire room. I got 3 room in VR. That's what I'm doing. All right. Because I don't play a lot of games in VR because that's why I throw up. But other than that, man, I'm going to be doing some, oh man. I forgot you can hook up the Connects too. Another thing too, not the Connects, you can hook up the, they're compatible with it. The Facebook Quest 3, they're compatible. You can plug those in there too. I might do that instead. I do want to see what the Steam VRs do. I'm curious about that. These are different from the Index 2, they said. That's why I'm curious. But I do want to also get the Quest 3. And the reason why, if you ever did the Quest 2, the first one, man, the applications they have in there to use it is freaking amazing. Absolutely amazing. I was able to enter entire worlds that were absolutely incredible. One of the things I did like, they had this whole thing like a museum that you can walk into the painting, and the painting inside comes to life. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Man, that's an amazing world, man. That was an amazing world. This painting I went into, it was this weird abstract painting. And I went into this painting, and this world came to life. Like people were walking around, like you were actually inside this painting. Things were walking around you. And this thing popped up, right? And it started running. So you chase it. You start chasing it, because it tells you to follow it. You start chasing it. And you have to duck down and go into these branches and stuff. You're walking through water. You're following this thing. And this thing is actually, this guy you're chasing is a thief. So they're having this huge arena. And they've got this kind of, it's a huge arena, and they're having a race. So he gets in the car, you get in the car, and now you're racing around this entire futuristic, crazy kind of world. And then it's amazing. It was so amazing. And then when everything's over and everything's done, you sit down, you go to these people eating and talking and celebrations and all that stuff. It was like walking through freaking the Grinch, where they had the whole celebration in Whoville. It was like that in there. And you come out with the pain and you go, wow, that's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. They had one, a house on a cliff, and it was raining. And when you walk through, you're now on the cliff walking toward the house. That's what I'm talking about. It was amazing. So this stuff I like to watch on here, you walk through and you're actually in that world. It's amazing. But the whatchamacallit has that application. The Quest has it. Oh man, that's incredible. That is incredible. One of the things I love is when something, a game or something you play, leaves an impression in your head forever. That was an amazing world to go visit. It was. Not much for gaming. Not much for gaming. Because the Quest 2 at the end of the day has some games in them, but they're more like the Wii U games that kind of look like that. Some were okay, a little bit more better, but you know, that's basically about it. I was able to complete the library in a month. I was probably in the library within a month's time. But there was an option that you could plug it into PC 3.0 with an adapter unit, and you can actually play Steam games. But it didn't work well because, you know, that was system was in 720p, and majority of Steam games are running at 1080p and 4K. So it wasn't, you know, a lot of glitches going on in there. Frame rate was bad. But now the new ones they got, yeah, definitely. I'm gonna visit one museum again. Oh, and the VR roller coasters. Oh man, freaking amazing. I would stick a fan in front of myself and sit in the chair and do the VR roller coasters. Oh man, I had a ball. Had a ball. But I want to go back. I was in there in COVID. There was a lot of people in COVID. A lot of people in there in COVID. A lot of people. I couldn't go anywhere. And everybody's in VR talking. One of the guys, he disappeared. He wasn't on there for at least about a month or so. He came back, he caught COVID. So yeah, caught was pretty bad and everything. But he's recovering from it. It was interesting. And then they had a section in there. Most people was in the big screen mode. We're in there. No, you didn't watch a lot of movies in there. We did a couple of movies together. All of us watched movies together, stuff like that. That was pretty fun. But they had another section they added on there where you can actually go to events. So instead of you going to the game to watch the game, like a Sixers game or whatever they're having, you put your credit card and you pay for your tickets, and you can sit there in VR. You can watch the game with all your friends. That was amazing too. On top of that, shows, concerts, all that stuff. So it's like this big plasma. All these people walking around, they're all from VR. Everybody's in VR, right? They got their names and gamer tags over top of them, and they're all sitting up there chatting. And I was like, "Yo, what you guys about to do?" I said, "We're gonna go over and check out this concert." And they had you go up to the door, and it shows when the concert's going to show. When they're going to have the next show and all that stuff, and when it's ready and your indicator goes off, you go and you put your credit card through and you pay for your tickets and you go watch. I went to a couple of comedy shows in New York City. We sit down and they had the network cameras in there. So mind you, this is when they didn't have an audience in there because you couldn't have people in there. So they had cameras in there, and the guy could go in there and he could basically do a skit, and we all be on cameras watching. Oh man, it was amazing. It was freaking amazing. If you was in there in COVID, it was amazing. I don't know how it is now, but it was crowded in there. Super crowded. And the guy's like, yeah, we got to thank our VR family out here, our VR audience. Thank you guys for watching. Like, yeah, they acknowledge us. He had a ball. It was fun. So that was my VR experience at the end of the day. In there laughing and joking with a bunch of my friends and doing crazy stuff. I had so much fun, man. Underwater exploring. Oh, that was jacked up in a little submarine. 6 of us in this little dinky submarine. We're loading one by one in the submarine. And we're exploring the ocean and all that. Bump into this hideous freaking jacked up sea monster. Oh man, they're screaming. I'm screaming. Everybody's screaming. The guy operating the stuff is going a different direction. You're going to kill us. You're going to kill us. Oh, we just having a ball. Oh man, we had so much fun, man. I miss it so much, man. That's why I want to go back in. But there are other people, it's crossover. I know that's crossover because when we're in the chat room and talking with everybody else, there are people in there with G2 and indexes. So they're in much higher, more advanced VR. So they're in there talking with us. So it does cross over. You do meet people with other VR setups. And I was talking to the other guy. I said, what's it like? What's the index like? I was interested in index. He said, man, this thing is so freaking precision. I can literally thread a needle with it. Just thread a needle. That's how precision it was. I said, dude was like, yeah, they should make a game called Prom Dress 3.0, and we just make prom dresses threading needles. Oh, he's in there crying. He said, yeah, so we do like a game, we do the games like shooting games. They can literally pull out the clip and they can throw it, and the other person can catch it, put it in rock. Exactly. Ours is different. We have to point to it, and it ends up in our hand. Yeah, theirs is more precision. So when I bought mine, I can understand what they're talking about. Now, if you see people in VR chat doing headstands and flips and jumping on stuff and everything, like, how are they doing that? That's because they're full body tracking. That's what. Oh, man. And the VR chat is, it's like that. It is huge. It is huge. Some people mod their own rooms. One guy put in an actual, what was he putting in? He put in something jacked up in there. One was a roller coaster they built. And the other guy put in, the Ferris wheel. The Ferris wheel feels so real, especially when you got full tracking on. It feels so real. It literally feels like they're going up and coming around. They're going up. The guy was like, I gotta get off. I'm getting sick. Let me off. Yeah. It feels realistic, man. Haunted houses, they're fun. The haunted houses are amazing. You got to go in there with a bunch of people. You can't do it by yourself. You'll freak out in there. You will literally freak out. Haunted houses are creepy. And when I mean you walk, you have to be on the disc. Somebody can walk in place. People walk in place. But it's best if you have the disc. Mine's out in the open, so I can slam into a wall. But basically, I have the sensor system that comes up that shows me that there's objects in front of me. So that's why when I was watching those things on about people doing the VRs and slamming into walls, that's fake. And I'll tell you why. Because the Quest system, when you put them on, there's a security net. And you have to take your controller and you have to trace out this area, like this ring in your area. So that way you can avoid the fish tank and TV and all that stuff. So once you activate that security system, what happens is you step out past that security system, those glasses shut off. You can actually see what's in front of you. So you don't run into a fish tank. But if you disable that, you can't see it. That's why. So the people I've seen that were crashing into walls and all that stuff, and yeah, they disabled it. That's why. You know what? You know how big the lawsuits would be? You know how crazy that would be? If you got a kid in there running around and he slams into a fish tank, they'll be sued for that. Of course they had their safety. All of them have their safety features in there. They just turn them off to make it look like, you know, whatever. But anyway, yeah, there's a safety feature in there. But man, I had a ball in there. The haunted house is crazy. And when you go to a haunted house, it ain't like you can walk in. If there's a corner and something stares at you, you literally have to duck behind the corner. Your whole body has to move with it. So you're behind the corner, and you're like, oh God, I hope it didn't see me, hope it didn't see it. And this thing is right along the side, walking towards you, and now you're pushing back even farther. But in the real world, you could be pushing up against the wall. So your friend's sitting there pushing up against the wall like this, and he's shaking. That's because there's something in there that's creeping up on him, and he's trying to get as far as that little tuck pocket he's in that VR world to get away from whatever's trying to track him. That's why they act like that, because it's that realistic, it's that crazy. So you can't just sit there and put up some command like press a button and go high. Your body physically has to go high to get away from it. If you're doing a shooting game, you literally have to duck behind the object. You bring your body down and duck behind the object, get up, fire a couple shots, duck it down again, bring it up, that's what you have to do. Now people have full open areas. Yeah, there's ones that got the track wheel. Yeah, you can run at full speed in there. You get faster you run, the faster you get away from it. That's how it works. You stop, it'll catch you. So it's just like that. So when we did that creepy room and we're just walking around and you hear people laughing in the background, oh, what's that? What the freak is that? What the freak is that? You're looking around and you look up, it's things on the ceiling and all that stuff. And these people start running, yes, it actually is like that. Yeah, or you be backed up in that corner, like, putting down, and you can see the hands come around the corner, and about the eyes about to peek up, and then all of a sudden it turns and it walks away. And you can see it. You look up, tilt your head to the side, and you can see it walking away. And you're like, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, I can't believe that just happened. And then you go to step out, and it starts chasing you, running. Where you guys at? Where you guys at? I'm being chased by something. What the frick is that? You hear in the background people screaming, what the frick is that? What the frick is that? Yeah, it's crazy. Had a ball. Yeah. He was like, I box, I got this, I box, I got this. Go on, get him, man, go on, get him. Ah, he's down, he's dead, kill him, run. Where's Frank? He's dead. Frank is dead. We all meet up together. He's dead. What happened? He tried to box. He took him out. He's gone. Oh, man. It's funny. It is hilarious. But it's just like that. Anybody done VR, you know what I'm talking about. Let me see. Marketplace, get up in here. Yeah, anyone that's done VR, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So it's that way, so it's so realistic. I'm about to hook up my spot. I'm about to go in here and hook up my office. I'm going to go down to my shop and get my potpourri. They had a new potpourri. I'm about to get them. I'm going to go pick it up right now. My potpourri, my Glade, we call them Glade. My Glade fresheners. I'm trying to think the combination of what I want in here this time. Because usually I mix up. Last time I put in, I don't know what that was. It was some kind of tropical blend, and it smelled like a tire fire up in here. You got your senses get crossed over. This time I'm going to go with that berry blast. That berry blast was freaking amazing. My sister got me on that one. So we're going to do our berry blast outlets. And I got this new unit that's coming up. Because this litter box is right here. But he got an automatic litter box coming. I ordered one. I don't know if you're going to like it or not, but he's getting one. So I got an automatic litter box coming in for him. But right here, we got a vent that pushes in fresh air into the office all the time. So I saw one of the new ones, they got the spray, the scented spray. I'm getting one and putting it right there. Because his litter box is different. I went and got the padding for it. His boxes and stuff, they get tossed. Every month he gets a brand new box. So I'm tired of spending the money for new boxes, get a new one in there, the padding, all that stuff. I'm just going to spend $200 and just get the automatic cleaner. The automatic cleaner got the joint, got the spray in it, cleans it and all that stuff like that. Fresh every single time. Spend the $200 to be done. And it got a sensor on it. For those of you thinking that your cat might get caught in it, it can't. The minute they go in, it shuts off and then it does the process. It shifts out the litter. I watched the whole video on it. So he's getting one in here. So the neighbors just after and said, oh, your cat, this and that. My cat's place is cleaner than yours. Way cleaner than yours. Taco's litter box gets changed out once a month. He gets fresh litter every freaking week. And he gets that multi-cat because he's just one cat. It works better for him. Plus the lining at the bottom has a pad that soaks up any urine, anything whatsoever. And he has baking soda on top of that, over the top layer. This area smells very, very nice. If this area was as you said it was, I wouldn't have been here for a year. And I had people come in here. So yeah, you wouldn't even know there was even a cat in here at all, period. That's why we have air cleaners in there. Air cleaners clean up the air and everything. So yeah. Not cleaning your litter box. That stuff is clunking up and you haven't cleaned the litter box out, then your place is going to start smelling. Just clean that stuff. The minute he drops, he's supposed to be cleaned up. Just like when your dog go out in the park and he drops, it's the same way with a cat. Even though they bury it, so you got to clean it up. It's still there. But I'm going to get the automatic instead. I was looking at that. I said, yes, it'd be nice because it'll clean it even when I'm not here. I'll pick that up for him. But I like my aromatherapy. I'm about to go pick up my fresheners in about a couple minutes. All right, we got the, why didn't you just basically copy and paste? We could just put it right here and be done with it. See, you do it too much. Go to your front page. All right, on-site menu, front page. I just should have copied that so I can just reprocess that anywhere I want to go. Now, I know Fernando thinks I hate him. Actually, I don't hate you, Fernando. I don't. I mean, you got to understand that. You can't, I don't hate you. I don't. I just got to do what's right, man. If I was doing the same thing, if I was going out doing things I wasn't supposed to be doing, I expect you guys to do the same thing to me. That's why we have that co-contract thing. If you feel that I'm this person at the end of the day, please sign. I'll see you in court. That's all you got to do. I'm asking you. Come on, just sign it. Take me to court. But at the end of the day, y'all don't want to sign because you know what's going to happen to you in there. You know we're going to clean your clock in that area, right? All right, then. Then I can back myself up 100%. And if I was this person, why'd they give me back my money? If I'm such an easy target, if I'm a scammer, I'm a fake, and I'm an easy target to take out, no one's taken me out yet. You know how long I've been here? Now we're begging you guys to take us to court. Come on, please take me to court. Do it. You won't do it. From all these things, come on, do it. But you won't. If you don't do it, then you're going to push me in the section I don't want to be in, which means I'm going to take you to court. And we get you in there, I'm telling you. I'm trying to give you the benefit of that. I'm taking people to court. I've sued them. I watch people cry in courtrooms, all kinds of stuff. It gets nasty in there, okay? So, I'm giving you the option to sign. If you don't sign, it's going to be your behind. Guarantee you. My lawyers aren't like others. They're merciless. They will take it all. I don't care if your kids show up, your wife show up, your newborn baby. They don't care. They're going to take everything from you. So just sign it. Hey, it could work out. You know how it could work out? It could work out that we can basically just keep you out of the whole situation and you just pay me. You'll work. That's what you do. We'll take it out of your, we're going to take it out of your check anyway, but still, we'll take it out of your check. Better that, you know, you keep your house intact and all that stuff, you know what I mean? You can still have your car and all that stuff. We'll take a certain percentage out of your income tax. We'll sign it all into a document. You sign and agree to it. That's basically about it. I mean, you got to pay one way or another, you know. You shouldn't have did what you did to begin with. That's better than losing everything. I would take that any day. And you can still have your life intact. You just have to pay me. Some of it. Not all of it. That'd be nice. That keeps everybody happy, happy, joy, joy. Now, should I have to go through all that? Should I have to basically explain to my attorneys? Well, here's the thing. Because I know this guy sat there and said all these nasty things about my family and friends and slandered my work and, you know, did nasty stuff against me. But we got to think at the end of the day because he has kids when we leave the house. You know how crazy that is at the end of the day? Most people wouldn't even give you the benefit of the doubt. They couldn't care less about your kids. You offended them, they're going to take you out. I, on the other hand, have to think about, well, we can't have the kids homeless. We can't have them homeless at the end of the day. It's just not going to work for us in the day. So we'll do it this way instead. There you go. That's the difference because I'm a man and you're not. I have to basically, my actions at the end of the day, I have to choose them very carefully. And I have the right to do what I want to do at the end of the day when it comes down to this because you did break the law of my company. But so if you have kids at the end of the day, I think about them more than before you because at the end of the day, they're the ones that are going to suffer. They're the ones that are going to lose their home. They're the ones that are going to lose everything because you're a jerk. That's why. And I don't want them to go through that process. No kid should ever lose their home, ever. So now we have to figure out a way how we deal with this because some of you have kids. We know that. You're going to pay. You are. But I would rather you not go through the prison system. I'd rather that. I would rather you not. I would rather you spend as much time with your family as you possibly can. Some of you who don't have kids or anything in the day, your life is over. I get you in that courtroom. I didn't make sure you don't see the light of day for a very long time because you did some things you shouldn't have done. Remember I told you about ceilings? You ever look at your ceiling? Ceilings are interesting things. They tell stories. You ever think of that? Through your entire lifetime, how many ceilings have you seen? And you see one in your crib, right? And then you see another one at your bedroom, and you see another one at your college dorm, and you see another one and that's your first apartment and your first house. They change. You know what I mean? Ceilings all change. They change throughout time. They keep changing and changing and changing. Some of you will see the ceiling in your home and then the ceiling in a prison. Those are interesting ones. Those are very interesting ceilings. I remember seeing that one for 8 years and 9 months. Every time I would lay down, I would see that image every time. And I would think, one day I'm going to close my eyes, I'm going to open them, and I won't see them anymore. The day came. It kind of messes with your head a bit. Because every time I would wake up at home, I would think it was a dream. That maybe I wasn't seeing this ceiling. Maybe I was still in the place seeing the other ceiling, and this was just a dream. Close my eyes again. I look at it. Different ceiling. And I close my eyes again. I look at it. I was home. But when I was in there, I would wake up and think I saw my home ceiling. But I was actually in lockup. Close my eyes again. Hopefully it's a dream. I'm not seeing this lockup ceiling. I'm not seeing the prison ceiling. I'm seeing home. And I open up again, and it's still being there. That switches up when you get out. This gets kind of crazy because when you think you're out, when you actually think you're in, when you're actually out. It's back and forth. It's a little mind twister that goes on for a bit. Or transition. You got to go through. It took me about a couple months to get through that one. At one point, I would get up and walk around. Touch the windows, the doors, walk outside, stuff like that. And then the worst ones are the ones you have, the ones where you actually are in a dream inside of a dream. So you think you woke up, but you're still in the dream. Those are the worst ones. Because now you can't separate the reality that you're actually home and you really don't think you're actually home. Because you're having vice versa when you're in there. That messes with you for a little bit. My mom would come outside and be out there on the porch, staring out the ceiling, staring at the sky, trying to process it, trying to figure out what's going on. Am I actually really here? Or is this all a dream that I'm going through? Hey, crazy. Yep. It's a crazy process. Ceilings. You ever think about that? Yeah. When you lay down and look at your ceiling, it changes. You go on vacation, ceiling changes. Everything changes. It's pretty crazy. Ceilings change. Okay, let me see. Oh, it's for the Christians. But if we put it there, we post it. We copy right there with the front page, right? Front page, Where are we at right now, Mr. Bird? Almost. We got to be out of here. Come on, let's speed it up now. We wasted enough time. Publish this section right here. Be done with that one. Come on. Then go back over here. Let's switch it over there. Go back over here. Go back over here. We'll go at marketplace. Got to get marketplace. Marketplace right there. Canal and marketplace. Go in there. Let me get over here. Got some stuff we got to go pick up. Okay, 24 hours. That shows up everywhere. That's on the header. Come down here. What do we got going on down here? Sorry, no free shipping. Let's go take this out real quick. All right, get that out of here. Boom. Get it out the new one in there. Back it up in there. Get in there. Paste it. Kaboom. That's in there. Okay, that's good to go. Let's go over to the marketplace over here. We got the items over here. Let's go get that in there. Every single shopping cart now we can add that in there. Now, for the gallons, they're only free shipping U.S. For 32 to 24s are express shipping. Express shipping, and they can be shipped overseas because we can track you now. We can track your number. You're good to go. You'll be good to go. Yes. I'm so happy about this for me to take care of my customers overseas. I think I'm going to request from my customers overseas that you guys, since I'll pay for it, send me a box of cereal. I want a box of cereal from every country. That'd be nice. I would love to have that. It can be kid cereal. It's got to be kid cereal. Because I like kid cereal at the end of the day. I'm not going to eat it. I'm going to put it up there on my shelf. I want a box of cereal from every country. That's what I want. I'm always curious about the cereal boxes, what they look like. I'll pay what? I'm good. I pay for shipping everything. I just want a box of cereal. And because you can go to buy from overseas. No, I want to be to have them buy from the store and all that. Well, people send me. Well, if you want to send me overseas, but anyway, I would like those boxes from every place and every place. I want one. Because when I go to your country, I'm going to buy a box of cereal. You know that, right? I'm buying two. I'm eating one. I'm buying two. Oh, is this the Apex technology? Yeah, look at this. We got all the crazy stuff. Wait, which one is this one? Is it 24 ounces? Not anymore. Now we can add in free shipping, express shipping. I gotta go pick up some packages today for the orders going out today or tomorrow. All right, let me see what got going on. Bam! Yes. Wait, did you put that in correctly? Yes. Free shipping from customer. I put some color in there too. Some color in there. Some colors in there. We got a blue. Give me blue. Okay, yeah, put it in blue. Oh yeah. Put it in blue for him. There we go. Free shipping, baby. Free shipping on the 24th. Now, if you think about different sizes, are 32 ounces paint up to 150-inch screen. That's pretty big. And the 24 ounces paint up to 120. My screen's in here. Dual 235.1. So coming at 119 inches because of 235.1 widescreen. Wow. That's true widescreen right there. 235.1. And for those of you who've been asking me questions about doing 235.1s, we got a ton of videos on 235.1 setups. You don't need expensive projector. My projector sitting over there cost me a whopping $130. That's it. That's all. You would think that ViewSonic would advertise that option. They don't. Which is find quite baffling. They don't advertise it. You go buy ViewSonic projector, you would never know about it. You have to find it. It's a hidden gem. It's a secret. Let me see. A little secret in there. 86, 24. Boom! We're going to be designing soon the ultimate invisible screen. Oh yeah, we're going to build an ultimate invisible screen. It's going to be crazy. It's a special effect we're designing. Can't tell you how it's done. It's going to be crazy. We got the bucket over there already ready to go. I'm going to show you something pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. It's going to have you scratching your head for a bit. All right, we got going on here. What's this one here? Oh, we got a 50 ounce in here? What are we doing 50 ounce? We actually have a 50 ounce? Oh, we don't have a 50 ounce. It's not on here. But 50 ounces is going to be way over the 4 pounds, so we can't do it. We have a 50. I didn't know we had one in there. All right, let me see. Let me activate that. I'm not sure. I'll get to that later. Let me see. Where is the 24, 256? We got a 2-galloner. 2-galloner. Where's that 32 at? 32. 32. Nope, that's the wrong one. 32. Is that a 32? No, it is a 32. Free shipping for this one. Now remember, signature confirm is free. It's free. Free, people. Free for signature confirm. Whether you're in the United States or you are overseas. It's free. Put that in there. You and your shenanigans. My shenanigans. What the freak does that have to do with my shenanigans? Your shenanigans. Always about your shenanigans. How dare you speak about my shenanigans? How dare you? What's this right here? That's a gunmetal. We don't even make that anymore. Well, we're going to be reversing everything over to the other site. Anyway, when we get the other site, it can be activated. It's got to be activated because we're going to be adding in our gunmetal. What did you hit? No, we don't need that. We don't need it. We're good. I need to... Where's it at right here? This is a 32 ounce, right? Oh, we hit the wrong one. Oh, it is out. What the heck is that for? It is out. Yeah, it's supposed to be out. There we go. Jimmy the chocolate chicken. You eat it from and your brain starts sicking. You playing the Xbox with no lights on. I think we got them all. Alright, cool. Alright, let's hit this. Hit publish. Hit yes. Back in the shadow again. Come back. Okay, we got the 24, 128, 32. 32. We need to bring in, we're bringing the 50 ounce and the 2 gallons. I'll bring them in. Let me see. Manage product. We'll be changing our pictures pretty soon because we get the base screens in and I'm going to put them in now. We got base screens in there. Let's see, this is 24, that's a 256. 256. That is 2 gallon. That's my request on the 2 gallon. Right, 256, make that available for show there. Let me see, yeah, we can only ship those in the United States. Alright, that's good to go. We got that ready? That's good to go. Put that. Bring it at 256. And let me see. 50 ounce, bring the 50 ounce back too. Let's put that in there, 50 ounce. Yeah. Because that's going to exceed the 4 pound. That's why you can't do that right there. It's going to exceed that 4 pound. Alright. There's only Apex. Now, the one we had called Ultimate Black Cinematic has been discontinued. Why? Because majority of the sales, and we know majority of our sales out of 190% is the Apex. Because the Apex is better than that product. It's way better. Way better. It's more, that's what I said, it's more advanced technology. As before, I told you that when we first developed the Ultimate Apex, the Ultimate Cinematic, Cinematic is a beast at the minute. It's a beautiful paint, but that's just a higher technology it is. Even our lower technology is better than those with high-end screens at the end of the day. I got screen paints that are way better than those at the end of the day, but still, we always push for better products. But anyway, the Apex, which is interesting because we came here, we had the Black Cinematic. Now the Black Cinematic was a product that I had before I made the announcement on the floor. When I made the announcement on the floor over there, and I said, well, look, if I'm all these things, like you guys say I'm in, right, and all these bad things, right, I gave it to God. I sat there and I made the announcement. May the Lord out me to everybody. May He show that I'm a scammer, rip off, all these things. Our technology jumped. That Apex was right around the time when I made that statement. That's why the Apex was able to overpower the previous screen, because God blessed our technology. The Apex is more powerful than on any screen paint we've ever developed because we made that statement. And then that's where we ended up with that technology to go outside and play in sunlight with it, which no one's ever been able to do, and play in direct sunlight at 50 lumens. But God let Himself be known. If I go to Him and I pray to Him and I trust Him about everything in my life, and I go, Lord, these people are prosecuting me, these people are saying I'm all these things, He's saying the blessings that you gave to me are a lie, show them. What did God do? He showed, didn't He? And now y'all mad about that. Y'all bitter about that my Lord showed who He is by allowing us to go anywhere we want with that technology, allowing me to have the Apex, which is much more powerful than the previous one that we had. And now you're mad about it and you're angry about it. Now, if my Lord came forward and showed that, so much more my Lord will come forward to protect me against any enemy that comes near me. And that's what you have waiting for you. You think you can defeat God at the end of the day? You really believe that you can defeat God? The fact that you're able to let that breath, that air, that heartbeat and all that, and you're still standing here, shows you how merciful God is. Because He doesn't have to be that merciful at all, period. You don't have to be here, remember that. God is merciful. It makes Him so amazing. All right. Let me get some stuff together. There we go. Like I said, despite all your campaigns, the orders still go through. You still make money. You don't change none of that. None of that. You just basically destroy yourselves in the process, which somebody just did. Well, some people did it. All right, I have it updated. We got the shipping. Oh, I forgot to check. How long does it take for that stuff to get if we're doing this by express shipping? We got one of these tabs already open here? Here we do. Let's see. How many days does it take to do express shipping by United States Postal Service overseas? 3 to 5 business days. That's fantastic. That's better than the 10 days we had at one point. That's 3 to 5. That's fantastic. And delivered to about 180 countries. Bum, 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 bum. We are the champions, my friends. Bum, 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 bum. All right, let's go do this real quick. Let's see what we got for U.S. How many days is express shipping by United States Postal Service for the U.S.? 1 to 2 business days. When we get 1 to 2 already? Priority. Okay, that's priority mail. I said express. Where did we get priority? I said express. What is express? Yeah, I can't be right. How do they both the same? What is the timeline for delivery for express shipping in the United States? Yeah, I want to go with express shipping for timeline for United States Postal Service. That thing is costing me $20 to ship those things out. All right, express shipping next day. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Who paid $20 for those things? The usual shipping would cost me roughly around $13, I would say. Well, about $14 with our discount, a little lower than that. This thing's cost me $20. That's for 32 ounces you're shipping those things out. So let me see. Well, actually, no, because we get the discount, but still. Let me see. Next day. Well, we get money back guarantee if it's not shipped there on time. That's what I'm talking about. That's right. That's what I'm talking about. Again, the money back guarantee. That's for us. That means we get our money back if it's not shipped on time. Yeah! That's just why you have an account and all that stuff set up so you can get that money. Whoop! Get back over here. Phone charged up. There we go. That'll work. All right. So once I come back and I got some business to take care of, we got to update the entire shipping policy. And the shipping policy, we're going to be putting down what states we can ship to and what countries we can't ship to. That'll be all added in there. But other than that, free shipping is on, and it's going to be express. So we have express shipping for the 32 ounces and 24 ounces. In the United States, the shipping is standard when it comes down to 1 gallon, 2 gallons, all that stuff. Yeah. Unless you want to pay the extra, we have no problem with that. Some people pay the extra if they have to have it. But I tell you from the door, if you have a huge order coming through, if you don't contact us and give us a time, like a couple weeks in advance, we won't do your order. I don't do those orders. It's just I don't go through the whole rushing process and getting something. No. We have to make sure everything has to be tested, has to be batch number verification before we can pack them up. You know what I mean? Everything has to be done by the book. So if you have an event, which I don't like people do this stuff, you have an event coming up and you want to order at the last minute, we're not the ones that are going to do the job. So I advise you, it says right there in our specification sheets for our shipping information, it clearly states that you have to give us a week to 2 weeks in advance. Somebody had dropped 80 of them one time, 80 quarts. I was like, sorry, we can't do it. You got to give us a week, and then give us a time. We need to have it at a certain time. Look, if you have an event coming up, common sense would tell you that you have to make sure you do things and give people advancements. Caterers at the end of the day, the band at the end of the day, all that has to be done with notices. You can't just bring somebody on at the last minute. So that applies to us too. So we advise you, give a week or 2 weeks to how big the event is so we can get you taken care of right. All that stuff needs to be tested before we can send it to you. We can't ship nothing to you without a batch number verification attached to it. Now, after this stuff, I was smart this time. Instead of making 10 gallons of it, I made 50 because I got a shop now. I rent my buddy's place out there today. I got all the equipment in there. He does car detail and everything. He got half that stuff in there anyway that we need. So it works out. I pay him a little rent at the end of the day for a little spot, and I can work in there. And yes, people are zoning for it. Yes, zoning for it. Yeah. Anyway. So with that being said, yeah, that makes it works out perfect for me. So we make a lot of it, put it in the drums, and it's good to go. So all that stuff is tested. And the cool thing about it is, majority of the paint that our customers have shipped to them is sitting on my wall right now because we use it. I use this right here. And that over there, and that over there. So all our stuff is tested. Anybody willing to challenge me quote on my batch numbers? Anybody? Anybody want to take me quote on my batch numbers if they're not real? Anybody? 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 They're going to have us treating you guys like freaking, what's that show called? What's it called? What's that called the other day? When Brad Pitt paid that guy with the sword at the end of the day. What was that? What was it? Now I gotta look that up. I can't think it's on the tip. I can't think of it. Let me see. What was the movie that Brad Pitt paid a warrior? It's gonna grab everybody. Troy. There we go. It's Troy. There we go. I'm gonna treat you like Troy. Anybody? Is there anyone else? Is there anyone else? Coming up in court, thinking at the end of the day that we don't test their stuff. It was a bad idea to do it. But anyway, coming to court thinking we don't know what we're doing, and we just walk up to you, throwing your insults and everything, trying to take us down, and we just come up and just poke you one time, and you just fall over, and we go walk up to the rest like anyone else. Is there anyone else? Is there anyone else? And they drag you off. That's the joy of testing your stuff and making stuff that's tested. I love that feeling. Anybody who basically doesn't fake it and does it for real loves that feeling at the end of the day. They love it. Love it. It's easy 'cause you're beautiful. Da, 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 Let me tell you something. I can come out here and have fun like this, enjoy myself, and for people sitting there like, I don't know, man, this guy's not serious about his work. Yeah, look at my track record compared to everybody else's. I can come out here dressed like Batman and the clown shoes and the whole 9 yards and still kick the crap out of your screen or anything else you have and crush your entire product line. I can do it in 20 minutes. I can develop a technology in 20 minutes designed to take your stuff out. We've done it. You know, we developed a screen called the, what was it called? What was that screen called? Was it Spartan? It was something crazy we developed. But anyway, we didn't even show it. They were so terrified of the thought of what we're working on that they sent their money back. Not only sent their money back, they knocked out 10 states to keep our product away from it. Spartan, it was a Spartan. Yeah, legendary Spartan. The Series C pumped all this trash. So we claimed to beat one of the technologies that he claimed. So we made an advanced version of it called a Spartan. Came after him, and he gave us back our money. Locked all our shopping carts, gave us back our money. That's embarrassing, ain't it? Yeah. So now we got new technology to conquer sunlight. Oh my goodness. Oh, Nelly. I'm about to show up a black version pretty soon. The black version of new Apex technology. I'm going to build it on a Steam system. I want a new screen for it, that's why. But anyway. Yeah, we're going to start working on that thing. When do we start working on that thing? We have to do a sample of it. I got to do a sample of the CD on top of that. I need to take that one outside. We'll take the one outside and take it outside and play around with it. We got one around here somewhere. Now, what is the benefits of that black technology, the new one we're working on? The biggest panel we have for it is 4 feet by 8 feet. Roughly on what we have sitting normally on our wall somewhat. But anyway, you know what the beautiful thing about that black technology? For customers and for naysayers, I speak to both of them on my channel. But anyway, when you want to know what's so powerful about that technology, not only does it have the ability to produce an amazing ultra contrast level, amazing white levels, and the ability to produce colors that are beyond your imagination, but any gray screen that lays against it, it discolors your screen. It gives it a kind of an orangey, kind of dingy look to it. Kind of like it sucks the life source out of your screen. Pretty much that's what it does. But anyway, it has the ability to be fired up outside. We had tests on some of the sample sheets, and they can read at 300 lumens outside at 12 o'clock in the afternoon with no problem whatsoever. But that's not the beautiful part about it. Come close. Come close. I'm going to tell you the beautiful part about this. Am I too close up on you? I think I'm too close on you, right? Got headsets on in your ear right now. Am I in your ear right now? Left ear, right ear, right ear. Anyway, let me tell you about the most amazing part about this technology. That those of you who are forced to buy projectors that claim that they're going to give you this amazing contrast capability, and they can't do it because your projector is sitting on top of a white and gray screen, failing at what it's supposed to do for you. That technology, a projector at $60, 720p. You know we do the 720p projectors, right? Anyway, 720p with a 2000:1 contrast. The minute you set this screen in front of it, not only does that big bulky piece of furniture disappear, and you got this slick black screen to display your ultra short little projector behind, but if your projector has a 2001 contrast, you now have an infinity contrast level attached to it. Much more powerful than any ultra short throw projector on the market. Not one ultra short throw projector has infinity capabilities, but you do. And how much money will you pay for your projector to be able to complete that goal? $60 or less. But it doesn't make a difference. You see what we do to 720p projectors, right? We make them look absolutely gorgeous. That's what we do. Everybody else is spending money for expensive projectors to fix something that they know darn well they can't even see and can't even do. There you go. And oh, Mr. Bird, forget something here. You can take it outside if you want, even at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, because that's SFEG, Sun Fusion Energy Gain. The most powerful gain on the planet. All right, let me put you back over here. I'm glad we had that conversation. It was a little close and personal there, but I like to get real close and talk to you about that one. The most powerful gain on the planet. All right, there we go. I'm glad we had that talk. I really am. They don't like me. I don't like this up in the day. So he is too giddy. He is too freaking giddy. How giddy am I? Does anybody know how giddy I am? I'm as giddy as a schoolgirl with a new dress, and that's a whole lot of giddy. A lot of giddy. Giddy. You do know something's crazy coming, right? Anytime you see this energy charge come off me like this, you know something's coming, right? You do know we're about to build something insane. Not just that over there, but something insane. A new... Okay, I'll level with you here. We got 4 versions of technology coming out very soon. And they're a beast. Unbelievable. So, to my customers, my loyal customers, my customers who enjoy what we do, it is going to be an amazing year. And for those of you who challenge us, it's going to hurt. Big time. Just let you know. Nah. All right, then. With that being said, I got customers to take care. It's funny because I do the same thing when people come and look at the screens. I'm here acting up like this. You gotta have that confidence level. You know what I mean? You gotta get to know your stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I don't remember one time Fernando said that I can sell popsicles to Eskimos. You were wrong, my friend. You were wrong. You know why? Because I will not only sell popsicles, but I'll sell the whole freaking corporation. Because I know how to sell product. Way better than you. Because you have to trust your product. When you have trust in your product, 100%. As no sits on your face, you trust your body, have faith in it. You don't have that. The devil can't give you faith. He gives you failure. He can't give you that. So I do my demonstrations live. Now, crazy days, you can do a demonstration, just throw stuff like that all over the place, and just do it crazy like that. And they can't do that because the screen fails are going to be trapped on that video and they can't get out of it like the other one did. All right, we got things to do. We got to get these orders out here. There's stuff I got to pick up. We need glue. I need some glue because we got the other glue coming in. We're going to start working on this bills over there. I can do demonstrations on the Street Fighter we did over here because we'll actually load it up to the Gamer Rage page. There are video games. We got video games we put up there, and I had that time because I had to build the screen. I got the screen already built. We had some clips on there. Put it over there. Check it out. That the new page might update over there. We have it over here. I think we do have it over here. Let me see if we can put it over there. I talk sometimes. That's the way it is. Let's see. And I got everything done on him. I came back in and finished up, got everything all sent out for the door. So they're going to be reaching out back to us in a couple of days. But right now, we need to upgrade. I'm going to put some stuff I need to upgrade here. I can't do this right now because things I'm doing in about a few minutes. This is why we don't drink coffee. This is why. Automatic hyperactive. Let me see what we're going right here. Where's my phone back? You know the sunshine of you. All right. You always make me feel alright. Alright, you see. Oh! This is the Ultimate Gamers page. That's the most powerful gaming screen paint on the market. We're about to update these images to the big screen. The big screen, people. The big screen. You say bears like beats? Bears like beats. You ever watch The Office? All right, there we go. We got our slideshow here, which you're about to upgrade that to the 235.1 massive screen we have in here right now on a $130 projector. Full projection applications, which will be upgraded here. The screen size will be at about 180 inches. Amazing. Look at it right there with some nice displays. And we have here, as in, right, it says that we are not responsible for any of these videos whatsoever. These videos and clips you have in the background are responsible of the people who actually made them. We give full credit for the work. You know, I'm not about taking it stuff. And they want us to remove it, we'll take it out. No problem with that. But for you naysayers, they tell me, I'll just basically make some. Don't do that at the end of the day. I'll trace your IP address. Don't do that. You already got enough problems already. Don't do dumb stuff at the end of the day. You know we're going to bust you on it, right? Don't do that dumb stuff. Get your head together. Grow up. Be an adult for once in your life. For once in your life, be an adult. You got kids? I don't know where you have kids at the end of the day. You tell them to follow the rules of society, to bring them up to be better people at the end of the day. And you're doing dumb stuff online. You do know that. Once that goes in the court records, right, that everyone's going to read about this. Your friends, your family, your mother, your father, your brothers, your sisters. They're going to read it. It's going to be splattered everywhere. They're going to know what you did. So whatever activity you had in secret, it's going to be everywhere. Because I'm going to make it so everybody can read it. Oh, look at the Space Invaders. Wait, oh, can we put our... Oh, we can't put our arcade in there. We got an arcade we're building over there. That's what we're about to do. We're about to put our arcade in their full position. Shooter games. I love shooter games. I love them. I'm going to put them right there in this corner, little box. Shooter games. Oh, we got to update. It's time to go in here, update. Let me see what videos we got in here. They need to be updated. It's right there. Disclaimer. Retro gaming box. That's actually a game PC we're building. More than just gaming. More than just gaming. We got movies on here. We got sports on here. Because people think because it's a gamer paint, it only does game. It does everything. Everything. And this is going to be game, see, game complete. Outside demonstrations, you got them to do too on top of that. And this right here, watch your favorite Japanese animation on the next level. See that beautiful background with the train? Isn't that gorgeous, that sunlight view? Oh, makes me happy. But anyway, look at that. Yes, your Japanese anime on this technology right here. Oh my goodness. Right now, the customer telling me he has a JVC 2500 lumens. That's a cakewalk for that technology. We can do it at 300 to 50 lumens with no problem. All right. I'm having too much fun here, people. I gotta go. I got things I gotta do. I enjoy talking to you. I enjoy spending time with you. I really do. But I gotta go. There's some things I gotta do, things I gotta pick up, stuff like that. And Thanksgiving's coming up. Happy Thanksgiving. Only happy Thanksgiving to you all. I'm about to get my itis on. My itis. About to get stuck in the moment. Oh, thank you for my overseas customers and my customers over here, but overseas customers put orders in. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. I can't wait to get you shipped out. You'll be good to go. And keep in mind, we can add, mine is free, for your, for signature confirmed. So if you need it, let us know. We'll add it in there. It's free anyway. So we got you on that one. And then now you have Express, which I'm happy about because now I can get their packages to them sooner. On top of that, we got to design our thank you notes too. We're going to put thank you cards in there for you guys. Thank you. We appreciate you for supporting our business. The whole object of what we do, even though we have fun out here, we got crazy, we have some fun, we talk about this, we talk about that. But the whole object of what we do is to develop the best screen paint on the market. And by doing that, we just don't talk it and say it. We conquer other screens while we do it. We back it up. Come on, we back it up. We back it up. But anyway, it is to develop the best product on the market where customers are not forced into paying money for expensive projectors, fake contrast levels, calibrated projectors to get their colors right when they don't even work, stuck in dark and forced environments, allowing them to be able to spend under 20 bucks for a projector and get an outstanding image. And what better way to prove that theory than the person who developed it, thank you by my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, to do it myself. Not say we work on low-end projectors and spend some $3,000, $4,000 for a machine, actually have the projector and use it in the demonstration and everywhere we go. That's the difference between me and them. All right, people. Talk looking at me like, you're so crazy, Mr. Bird. too. All right. First of all, thank you to my customers. Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate you for supporting my business. And definitely thank our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for blessing us with amazing technology. If it weren't for him, like I said, none of this would ever be possible. Wouldn't even exist without God. So I got to go. Thank you for your time. Be safe out there. God bless and seek God.